Good morning, Team Topstep, our futures family and friends. It's good to see everybody. Happy Friday, October the 20th. My name is John Hoagland. With me is our good friend Andre, covering for Eddie this week. I know we missed Eddie, but Andre, fantastic job this week being here with me for the opening call and for Fast Markets. It's been a blast. I've enjoyed having you here. And, we're always focusing on context, good risk management, and patience. Of course, remember to pray for peace. And remember, it is Capital Preservation Friday. We should just always call Fridays Capital Preservation Friday. Good. How you feeling this morning, Andre? What's going on?
I'm feeling great for a Friday. I feel pretty strong going into the close of this week. Like you mentioned, been filling in for Eddie this week. I appreciate that. Audience and the viewers have been super nice, super kind, super positive about it. I really appreciate that. Like you said, count preservation, capital preservation Friday. Let's not go too crazy unless something does present itself. We might have a light day in terms of news, but we might be still digesting the comments out of Powell yesterday. Obviously, all focus on the 10 years. I'm sure you'll touch on. We had some Fed speakers this morning that's kind of having conflicting views with Powell, and earnings and retail sales have been strong this week. So there's a little bit of a tug of war going on in the markets, but I'm sure you'll touch on that. And let's kick ass today.
I'm just happy we survived October the 19th.
I mean, shoot, seriously.
A little bit dicey yesterday coming into the close, but nothing too big, nothing too huge here. But we'll take a look at that in the charts here shortly. Looking forward to having a interesting trading day here on Friday. As always, we always mention the fact that anybody that was still in the pit on Friday's afternoon was probably down money and chasing money. So make a little bit of money today. Call it an early weekend, and we'll be probably done here around 11 today on TopstepTV and getting rested up and ready for next week. What do you got as far as news is concerned? It's pretty quiet out there right now.
It has been pretty quiet. Obviously, the major headline, like I said, is the 10-year on the cusp of 5%. Just got a couple ticks beneath it. CNBC saying it briefly touched 5%. I didn't see that print. John, I don't know if you saw that. I think we saw 4.997 print.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, I don't think, but close enough, like you said. So that's kind of the focus of the markets. If those yields continue to rise, it might be a little bearish for equity. So that's basically what we're keeping our eye on. Powell removed the possibility of a rate hike in November, but as always, left the door open down the road if necessary. And this morning, Bostic sees rate cuts possible in late 2024. So, they're just giving you the typical Fed speak, talking Feds.
Yeah, well, they're just saying what they always say. Well, we're going to leave rates alone unless the data indicates something else.
That's right.
But remember, inflation is transitory, so
not here forever.
Yeah. Well, we hope so, right? We hope that that's the case.
That's right.
As far as economic releases this morning, we really don't have anything. I mean, the only thing on the calendar is at noon the Baker Hughes rig count for you crude traders. We do have Harker. Talking Fed, Harker talking at 8 o'clock, speaking probably right now. We have Loretta Meester speaking at 11:15. These are, of course, Central Times. So we'll have to keep an eye on those if we're still active in the markets at that point. Do you see crude prices yesterday?
Crude prices.
Andre, did you see crude prices?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Which part? I did.
Yeah, we got us pretty close to that $90 area there.
I was wondering if Danny was watching that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
those longs are nice.
Yep. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of question as far as supply is concerned with the unrest in the Middle East. And again, please, everybody, remember to pray for peace.
Please.
Now the U.S. has also jumped in and said, well, we're going to have to replenish the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. We could have done that at 70. Hell, they could have done that at 40. But no, they're going to pay up for it, and that's going to keep upward pricing on crude oil for the foreseeable future here. As far as the VIX is concerned,
sorry.
That's all right. No, it's currently, last I checked, 21.26. It's down a little bit from yesterday, but still, these levels haven't been seen since March of 2023. So fear factor kind of coming back into the marketplace. Keep an eye on your risk. Higher VIX means probably a little bit bigger risk, size down a little bit if you're going to be trading today. Dollar index holding comfortably but steady above 106 at 106.26 the last I checked. The yield on the 10-year last I checked was 4.96%. And just looking on the website I was looking at here on Market Watch, the overnight high 9.997%. So to me, in futures, that's close enough for rock and roll, right? If we're almost in tune, that's good enough for let's start playing, right? So, And there's nothing finite in futures trading. We're not looking for anything exact to happen here. So let's get anything else?
No, man, let's jump into the charts. We got a little bit prep time. We do the big four. This has been super valuable. Some of these levels have just been spot on when we approach them. So I hope everyone's been able to take advantage of some of this opportunity we're providing in opening call. I know our viewership picks up as we go into fast markets, but hopefully we can get more people into here opening call to be, work on their market prep going into the open. So let's rock it, man.
Yeah, well, we'll take a look at the way things from our point of view here. We had an area of balance that we broke out 2 days ago. We closed below it. Now we're in a new area of balance below that. Yesterday's activity, yes, price rejected the upper area of balance. We're in a new area of balance. Volume on the way down yesterday. Nice increase in volume.
Yep.
We also now had an increase in open interest. So we added 25,000 in open interest at lower pricing on higher volume. The auction yesterday and not really the day before, but yesterday's auction, I'm giving basically a B. I think it performed very well to the downside. Obvious target, visual downside target is going to be weekly kickoff low. So when we're in range or in balance or in an area of balance, we tend to test from one extreme to the other. So I'm kind of thinking we may see an opportunity for price to continue lower today to somewhere between 42.60 and 42.40. That's a $20 range. Weekly kickoff low 42.40 would be the kind of lower end of that extreme.
Yep.
We have to watch and see what happens as the market opens this morning. So what did we do yesterday? Well, we had sort of a double distribution trend day. There was an area of balance here. The market left and created an area of balance here. We're going to, with good probability, be opening with a gap. It's not a late spike, but we are opening with a gap, which means we're going to open outside of yesterday's range and yesterday's value. So gap rules come into play with this. What are gap rules? If we can't close this gap to the low of yesterday's regular trading hour session, which to be precise, if we have to be, is 42.9475.
Could you repeat that? Please repeat that. 42?
42.9475.
Thank you.
Now, even if we were to close the gap, then we're looking for possible reacceptance of range. To find reacceptance of value from yesterday is a pretty big move. We don't really have much as far as overnight inventory is concerned. A lot of traders just kind of sitting here waiting to see what the longer time frame, if the longer time frame enters into the marketplace, to see what kind of directional activity they can create. Remember, decent volume here, lost open interest. Better volume here, added open interest. The market seems to be accelerating to the downside. Now, you got to remember, we had a really good opportunity at weekly kickoff high here on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We've come a long way. So if we don't see continuation to the downside, there is always, especially on a Friday, the distinct possibility of a short covering rally, a profit-taking rally. So be cautious. Make sure you're using opportunities in whatever tools that you're using to limit risk. Always place your stops. We'll see how this day plays out. So with the profile, again, we had a double distribution trend day. We're opening below range and value. The downside auction is still in play. It is still underway. I mean, I would be looking at value high from yesterday before I'd start thinking about anything, maybe possibly changing the current downside market state. That's a long ways away.
Got that.
We'll probably have a pretty good idea not to sell into something like that. So, we may take the opening range trade this morning. I may take the opening range trade today just to see if it works. It hasn't been that fruitful lately, but one of these days it's going to hit, and it's going to be a good one.
Hell yeah.
We don't know when that's going to happen, so we may take that today. I may take that today. Not suggesting that anybody do anything that we're suggesting. We have to be able to make our own decisions in doing this, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes. Onto the
NASDAQ here,
right.
which is really kind of the same story as the S&P, is minus one little piece. So we broke out to Wednesday of this area of balance. We have continuation on higher volume. Open interest was somewhat inert. It's been really kind of inert. We haven't had, I don't think, a change in open interest over a few hundred in a couple of days here. So we're going to see what this market does. But the volume on the way down, good. We did add 500 approximate in open interest in the NASDAQ on the way down. Yeah. So while the S&P auction yesterday got a B, the NASDAQ is getting a B minus.
B minus, okay.
B minus as far as the downside auction is concerned. That inert open interest is the part of that worries me. But you can see balance, breakout, new area of balance, the target somewhere between, let's call it 14,710 down to 14,610. That's 100-point area for potential targeting.
Okay, there's some room to the downside then.
There is certainly some room for the downside, and Fridays, I talk about it a lot, and when I talk about it, it doesn't happen. But we've come a relatively long way in a short period of time. If we've got some longs that are interested in going home flat this weekend, a short covering rally, a profit-taking rally is not out of the question.
Right.
Here's our 30-minute chart. So again, no real overnight inventory to speak of. We looked around, we chopped around last night. That's basically all we did. But if we're gonna open here in just over 15 minutes, and if we open with a gap, the gap rules apply. Again, if we can't close the gap relatively early, we're looking for opportunities to trade in the direction of the gap. Even if we close the gap and it shows some degree of resistance there, we can still kind of look for that. What we're going to be looking for is if we find hints of reacceptance of range from yesterday, or if all the way up here, hints of reacceptance of value. That's a pretty big move. Both of the last week's lows in the S&Ps and the NASDAQ are in play today. Mm-hmm. The S&Ps the weekly kickoff low, last week's low is much closer to current price action than is the NASDAQ. NASDAQ broke down through it yesterday. We closed below it in the S&Ps yesterday. We've been largely holding below it. And if we continue to see price and participation below that, then again, that's another thing that says this market is looking towards the downside. With all the uncertainty out there, with everything that's come out, with everything that's going on, with VIX up a little bit, above 21, mm-hmm. There is a little bit more fear in this market. There's a little bit more of a risk-off kind of feel to it,
right?
And so that's kind of what I'm going to be looking for as far as looking for opportunities to limit risk on shorts. Again, this is me not suggesting for anybody, what we're doing. You've got to make your own decisions.
Yes.
And you've got to use your tools to do so. All right?
That's right.
All right. Okay. Now, we'll take a look at crude oil.
Oh, yeah.
That big up move. I think Dan was trying to stay long, I think, yesterday.
Yes, he was.
Hopefully he got found a way in after we were with them, but that was a pretty decent move. Volume on these 2 days has really increased. A part of that is also due to the fact that rollover is ending.
Okay.
The November contract is expiring today.
Right.
We added 1,400 in open interest on this push to the upside, but that is, I think, a little bit hidden by the fact that November, the expiring contract, lost 21,000 in open interest. So overall, all of the contracts of 10 years of contract months in crude oil, technically we kind of added like 23,000 in open interest on this push to the upside on higher volume above weekly kickoff high. Market is looking like it's going to attempt to move higher. The only thing we've got in recent history is this swing high to focus on, 92.48. 92.48, and if that is what traders are focusing on, they have a tendency to bring price there.
Yep.
So I've given the upside auction a B in crude oil because of rollover and the blurriness. I could not give it an A yesterday, but when we look at this 30-minute chart, yesterday's activity was one time framing, multiple time frames acting in concert on pushing price higher. Okay, do we have a late spike? According to the profile, no, but I'm calling this a late spike. This was the closing bar right here. You can see settlement is right here at 88.37.
Yeah.
But the market continued higher on increasing volume after the open. So I'm going to be looking at basically settlement as the base of this late spike. The market opened above the late spike, starting to pull back towards it, but there's possibility of support at the range high from yesterday. There's possibly some good support at the base of the late spike down here. Yesterday was a range bound morning that turned into a really good trend day to the upside on good volume and adding open interest. Still looking for opportunities to buy this market when it exhibits weakness. And so we've opened, we've closed the gap. The gap closes fine. My real kind of important level here is the base of the late spike, which
what's that price?
Well, we're going to basically call it settlement 88.37. The base of the late spike is, and again, this is a late spike. The only reason I'm including it is because of the amount of volume there. 88.45 would be the base.
Okay. Hey, was there any headlines that come out in the afternoon about oil that led to that rally that you saw? Was the SPR stuff?
Yeah, but I believe that is pretty much what kind of created the upside momentum yesterday.
Sure shit did. Damn, dude.
We gotta replenish that thing, and it's going to cost. So it's going to cost us all, because now we're all going to be paying more for gas, right?
Lovely.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Thank you for that.
All right. And let's take a look at gold real quick. And then I know you want to take a look at the tilt indicator, talk about that a little bit before the fast markets opens up. So, all right. And the auction process, the auction in gold is getting an A-.
Nice.
Volume has been strong. Open interest has been strong. We added another 9,500 in open interest. Yesterday, the auction process is presenting as healthy and likely to continue. When you think about it, higher pricing and higher volume on higher open interest, that is a strong auction process that is, again, more likely to continue. We have one little swing high back here that is obviously a focus for price and for traders to try and get to. If they are focused on it, they can make it happen. That's 2010.90 is that swing high. This trend line is part of what kind of created this upside move. And this was almost a perfect storm, Andre.
Hold on. Sorry, John. Was that gold trade above 2,000?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
2010.
2010? Oh, yeah, there it is. I'll be damned.
Yep.
Oh, wow, there it is. I was trading then.
We've been the December.
Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, this is not the December contract. This is the continuation, but yeah, this we're all the way up to 2085.40.
Damn. Sell that scrap gold if you got any.
Right.
Sorry, I'll let you get back to it.
This is like a perfect storm here. I mean, this breakout. I mean, all of the moving averages were there. The trend line was there. Last week's high was there. Weekly kickoff high was there. I mean, there was so much confluence at this level. It just kind of reeked of be ready for a bigger move, and that I think is really what we're starting to see here. Again, we added 9,500 on open interest on good volume on higher pricing. Mm-hmm. Auction process doing well. Here's the 30-minute chart. So we certainly had a late spike yesterday. The kind of a range bound, almost similar to what crude did yesterday. But we put in a true late spike here. The base of the late spike is down here. Let's call it 1974.30 on a 30-minute chart. So opening above or in a late spike indicates acceptance of higher pricing. We're looking for opportunities to buy weakness. It doesn't mean that the price has to go directly in that direction. This market could pull all the way back to the base of the late spike and still maintain potential acceptance of higher pricing. Higher pricing. What we're doing here is we're spending time at higher levels. When you gauge acceptance, time is one of the main factors of acceptance of price. We're holding above. We had a late spike. We opened above it. We're holding above it, looking for opportunities to buy weakness. Can be tricky, but everything is, as we always say, ACH, anything can happen. And we will see how things play out. Andre, you wanted to discuss a little something. Tell us what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I'd like to bring everyone's attention to the newest edition. Two new editions actually here on the show. Along the top of the screen, you'll see two scrolls going across the top of the screen. The very top one is the tilt. I'm sure you've heard Michael Patak talk about the tilt. There it is on the graphic. Thank you there, JD or James, whoever was behind that. What is the tilt? It's a real-time snapshot of the sentiment bias of all our simulated Topstep traders. So you'll see which way, for the particular product, which way they're leaning, percentage of long or short, and what is the average price of that long or short position. So it's just pretty much a real-time indicator that us at Topstep are providing that I don't think anyone else is really providing out there on the street. Like I said, it's a free preview for now. We just want everyone to get a taste of it, see what they can make of it, and maybe we can come to some trade ideas together about it. And just beneath that, you'll see, I believe that's our real-time leaderboard, correct?
Yes.
It's a real-time leaderboard of our XFA traders or funded traders?
I think it's XFA traders.
Yeah, you can see the real-time positions. It's got to be XFA. Yeah, or see their positions in real time with some of our top traders, some of their trade ideas, what they have going, and we're here to share it with you at TopstepTV. So yeah, keep an eye on the tilt. We'll constantly remind you throughout the day as we gain and lose viewers throughout the day. All of us obviously be checking. Like you said, you've seen Mike in the past make trade decisions off of it, as have we. You know, there is no silver bullet with the tilt. It's essentially just information we're bringing to you to help you make wise trading decisions. So if you guys are catching some, if you guys are seeing some correlations, please share them in the chat and let's team trade this together.
Right. All right. Awesome. Andre, again, thank you very much for all your contributions this week. Thanks to Jack, JD, and James for everything you guys are doing, everybody involved in Topstep TV.
For sure.
And I think we've had a really good week. I know we all missed Eddie. We're looking forward to have him back here next week. But I think we've survived, and great job, everybody. So thank you all for that. We're going to take a quick coffee break and be ready for fast markets.
Yes.
Be ready, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm excited to see what we can find out here this morning, if we can make some money or not.
Let's go. See you in a couple.
See you in a bit.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Time for fast markets. We've got just under 4 minutes here before the open. We were talking about opening with a gap in the S&Ps. The market's already kind of coming up and trying to close that gap before the open. No overnight inventory. Opening really kind of out of balance from yesterday. Not a late spike. We opened with a gap or near the low from yesterday. There may be opportunity here. We'll take a look. It's starting to get a little bit jumpy here prior to the open.
Sure are.
See what the dome looks like. Pretty much standard. You get 2-3 digits on a number of bids and offers at each price.
All right, tilt is showing heavy longs in NASDAQ over 80% long. Let's keep an eye on that. S&Ps are around 74% long right now.
Okay.
We've got the opening bell in a couple seconds.
All right, so that tilt is telling us that like 80% of the people here at Topstep in the trading combine and the XFA accounts are holding long positions. Sometimes when everybody's one way, the opposite occurs.
Yes.
We, of course, don't know that, but it's something that we can use if we're up against an inflection point and we've got a lot of longs or a lot of shorts up against that level.
Yeah.
It can be pretty useful information.
That, yeah, or I mean, you can play the say you get short into this low rally. I mean, you play them taking profits. You get to catch a quick short and scalp that. So there's different angles to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I know there were some kind of questions. I guess JD was telling us, how do you close a gap? Well, to me, a gap is when we open outside of the previous day's range. If we trade back to the opening, the previous day's range, that closes the gap.
That's right.
So we got, all right, the horses are getting lined up here. We're just about ready to start this session.
Eddie Sound Machine will be back next week for all those that have been missing it like you and I have. Just hasn't been the same.
Yeah, we need the charge.
That's right.
The horses are in the gate here.
And we got everyone still
to start here.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's Friday. Remember, capital preservation is the name of the game. If you've had a good week, don't wreck it today.
No.
All right, now we are open.
We're open. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Opening ranges kind of large already here. 3 points in the S&Ps, 19 points in the NASDAQ.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty big. We're going to let this first minute of the trading session finish off, and going to take the opening range trade here in the S&Ps if the opening range isn't too risky, if it isn't too big. I'm not going to be taking a 10-point opening range trade because that's 12 points of risk.
Right.
And then it drop, $600 here on something that,
Yeah.
I like the opening range trade when it offers a cheap opportunity, and 10 points of risk I wouldn't consider that cheap. You got to remember, I mean, the volatility is up, so you may be looking at some bigger moves, some more volatile situations. So definitely size down if you're going to be wildly active today.
Yes. For those asking where MP is, Michael Patak, he is currently traveling. He is going to try to jump on. I can't say when or if it really will happen. It depends if he can get good, stable internet connection. But believe me, he does. We talked to him yesterday for a little bit. He says hello. He misses you guys, but he is currently traveling. He will try to jump on.
All right. So we've got our brackets in here for the opening range trade. The opening range in the S&Ps is 3.5 points. Not bad. So what I'm doing here is I've got to stop to get short when the opening range breaks to the downside, or get long if the opening range breaks to the upside. In essence, my risk is already in. So we're short now. The NASDAQ and the S&Ps so far have left the opening range at the high of the session. Mm-hmm. Now I got to move my stop up maybe 2 points further away, because I don't want to get stuck with the stops that we know are on the other extreme of the opening range. We've opened inside. We don't have a gap, but so far, potential sign of rejection of range from yesterday.
Right.
We're just going to let this play and see what happens. We've had a couple of opening range trades that just haven't worked recently. It's kind of streaky as to whether it's going to work or not. The more people that trade it, the less likely it is to succeed. And I think we've had a pretty much a whole series of days where the opening range has not been fruitful. Maybe a lot of folks have abandoned it, which makes it probably a little bit more of a powerful opportunity for us. So far, opening range in the NASDAQ and the S&Ps is the upper extreme of the regular trading hour session. We've got delta already negative 2,600 in the S&Ps. That's pretty deep negative delta for the first 3 minutes of the day. I'm finding that a little bit concerning. Delta on the NASDAQ down 300, down about 300. What's the tilt looking like here, Andre?
What do we got? We are looking at 58% long in both ES and NASDAQ. So the kind of longs kind of got out a bit. Huh? Yeah, they got out. It was profit taking. I'm not sure, but yes, they did. They did get out a bit.
Okay. So back into the opening range for the S&Ps, not so much in the NASDAQ.
Yes, you're jumping in short. You caught that short?
Yeah, we're short. Short 1 tick below the low of the opening range.
Gotcha.
Our price is 93.25. 93.25 is where we are short. I like this. You just put that graphic up on the screen there about what the tilt is, and the tilt again is the aggregate position of everybody in the trading combine and in the XFA accounts. We're talking about literally thousands of trades, thousands of traders, and that aggregate position. You could kind of view that as what is the aggregate position of the overall retail community out there? The retail traders. What are their positions? And that's useful information,
Yeah, I was going to ask you, it's how we always look at open interest going into the reopens or after the close. It's essentially just like real-time open interest, no?
Well, it's more positioning. So the idea, I think, really kind of goes from back in the on the grain floor.
Right.
They did something that was called the bullish consensus.
Right.
They polled all the traders that they could find, whether they were local traders, commercial traders, whatever it is. And the question was, are you bullish grains? One question.
Yes or no.
So yes or no. When 80% were bullish, it was kind of proven over time that the high was pretty much going to be in or close to being in.
Right.
When it was 20% bullish, low was pretty much likely to be in the area, right? So it's when all the positions, when all the shorter time frame positions are kind of stuck in one direction,
right,
and they don't get help. It's almost like overnight inventory, right? When we see the market move in one direction all night long, we can make an assumption then that our overnight inventory, the traders that are trading overnight, are holding short positions.
Yeah, they're going to have to get out.
They're going to have to get out. So what they're looking for is they're looking for help from the longer time frame traders. But if that doesn't happen, then they have a tendency to bail out of those positions. And so, you see a short time frame over positioning on one side. Let's say it's short, then you see all of those shorts bail out of those positions and head the other direction, and that's when we get those overnight inventory adjustments.
Precisely, it's good stuff.
We don't have the benefit of an inventory adjustment in the equities today. I mean, we're basically right where we opened last night, pretty close to where we closed.
Yes, so it was light overnight session.
Right. So we're taking over. We're taking out the stops that are above the opening range here. This is why I moved my stop. We just took out the stops above this gold bar here is the opening range. It's the first minute. We just took out all those stops. If my stop was still here, I'd be out. This happens a lot.
Yes, it does.
So we'll see how this trade plays out. I'm fine either way. We got some pretty decent risk on this. So NASDAQ.
What do we got?
Opening range still the high of the session.
We're still high session. 77% long in NASDAQ. S&P 70% long.
They're getting paid now.
They are getting paid.
They're getting paid.
So maybe a short would be, well, we'll see. We just opened.
Yeah.
So, everyone, please remember to subscribe and like the channel. It's like to see the sucker grow. We like the real accounts only. The fakes do no one any good. Just sets back. Our next goal is 50,000 subscribers, everybody. 50,000 subscribers. You know what happens after that. So it's our drive to 50,000, 50K. Smash that like. Smash that like.
So
we're coming up on 4,300. Big round number. Obviously, we've gone through a couple times, so let's see.
All right. So we are on the highs in the S&Ps, and we still have negative delta. What
does that tell you?
Well, when there's a divergence in delta like that, let's show you. Where was this?
Yeah. Roy will be at 50K by Wednesday. That'd be tight.
Okay.
You reward us, we reward you.
So here's what it means.
Gotcha.
Market opened, initial balance was here. The market pushed lower throughout the entire session. At the end of the day, delta remained positive, almost 12,000. And while the market was continuing to push lower, delta continued to increase in positivity. That tells me that there is the distinct possibility that there were longer time frame sellers accumulating or liquidating against shorter time frame buyers who were using market orders to lift the offers of the longer time frame. Makes sense then that the following day we range and we bury to the downside.
Yes.
So here's today. We've got negative 1,900 in delta. We're still in that trade. We haven't been stopped out yet. And one of the things that I've been kind of studying and trying to figure out how to do better on screen, I've been very risk averse.
Yeah, we all are, man.
Been putting my stops way too close. So, I think the stop I've got right now is commensurate to the volatility and the opportunity today. So I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm okay either way. Somebody was asking, to talk about the psychology or emotions here. Danny was asking, let's talk about psychology and emotions and how to conquer them in today's markets. Well, there's a lot of different schools of thought as to emotions. And hey, look at that, we're out. We got stopped out, traded right to last week's lows. Son of a.
Go figure.
Biscuit. So the
what was the price? Was it just just under 43s? 4,300?
The last week's was 42.99 half. 42.99 half. So, there's a lot of schools of thought about emotion and trading. There are those that believe that you can control your emotions and you can put them aside so that they don't affect your decision-making process.
Right.
I am not of that school. I believe that there is useful information from the emotions that we get from trading, as long as they don't overpower our ability to think clearly, right? We can all put ourselves in a position to where NASDAQ has taken out the oil.
Yeah, we're taking off.
Yeah,
that was a good stop, man. That was a good stop. That's why you put your stops in.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can't FOMO into an upside move here.
Yeah, heavy longs, 82%, over 82% NASDAQ, 74, call it 75% ES, and growing. So there's definitely a bullish sentiment going right now.
That makes me nervous.
Yeah, it's something got to take into account before we jump in. I'm looking to get short as well.
I'm out.
Famous last words, right?
Right. Right.
Let's go. Let's see.
Right back to settlement. Okay. So if you become so emotional that your ability to think clearly, cognitively, and in the forefront of your mind, that's dangerous emotions. Those are emotions that are going to cause you to, they're going to cause you to do things that I would consider to be impulses, right? Impulses are responses that are created by fear and emotion, right?
Yes.
So when you are in a highly emotional or fearful state, that kind of locks out your ability to make reasonable decisions, to use that like prefrontal cortex, like Jared was talking about yesterday.
Just going to say, yep.
To be able to, be, to think through what you're doing before you do it. And that to me is what impulse is. Impulses are things that you do before you even have the chance to think about it. It's fear-based. It's fight or flight. It's I'm gonna miss this move, so I'm gonna get in here and the hell with it. Or and then there's intuition, and intuition is created by the accumulation of knowledge and experience. And intuition and impulse sometimes are very difficult to separate, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
It's true.
So, as you continue to learn and grow as a trader, and I mean, obviously I have not been doing well on screen here. I've got to kind of rethink my strategy here. For shorter time frame, I think, because there's days that I don't take a trade until 2:00 in the afternoon.
I know.
10 o'clock.
I know.
So, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, a little bit over our skis here, and kind of responding more impulsively than intuitively while we're on here. And that's not what we're trying to do. That's certainly not what I'm trying to do.
Nope, all good, man. Look how, it's thin right now. It's whippy.
And so,
it's 350.
the emotion, how to deal with it is you got to learn to use those emotions to your advantage.
Yeah.
There was a couple of weeks ago in group coaching, I put out an emotional journal template, and it was given to me by a trading psychologist I was working with pretty much right when I started on screen trade.
Okay.
And I kind of fought it to begin with, but you basically just wanted me to be able to record different stages of each trade in different ways, like, physical, mental, and emotional. Physical, mental, and emotional. Getting into a trade, what changed physically, what changed mentally, what changed emotionally in the trade. Maybe it's going against me, maybe it's going my way, but what's changing inside me physically, mentally, and emotionally? And just to record in very simple ways to remember that at the end of the day.
Well, sorry, John, if I may, don't you use little, like, I don't want to say emojis, but little symbols, right? So you don't have to write it all out, right? Smiley face.
Yes.
A bead of water.
Yeah, I have little hieroglyphs. Yeah.
Hieroglyphs. Thank you. Yes. Well, yeah. I mean, I can't.
This.
I mean, you're trying to be aware in the middle of a trade of all that while the markets are moving on you. That's a lot to digest.
Right. But, it's not like you got to write a book,
That's true.
It's like 15 little words or hieroglyphs. Like, if I notice I'm in a trade and my heart rate increases, I draw a heart.
Yeah.
If I'm nervous, I draw wavy lines. So that's my sign for nervous. If if my palms start sweating, I draw a drop of water. So I have these little hieroglyphs that I'll put on there. The point being is to recognize what emotions are telling you and what patterns can you get from those changes.
I was going to say, so when you record that and I assume you go back and review after the close, are you able to recall what you were feeling, or you just go back to your notes and that's how you go back? That's how you figure out what you were feeling. I mean, are you able to recall the trade?
Yes, and that's part of it because you do it for each trade. So trade number one, you look at the sheet at the end of the day and you go, okay, I remember this trade. You look at the charts. Okay, I remember why I took this trade. What was going on inside me during this trade? Even try and kind of remanufacture the feelings that you were having at that time.
That's what I was trying to say.
And then just kind of breathe it out and let it go. And like I said, I fought this for a couple of weeks. I almost lost the opportunity to work with this trading psychologist because of that.
What changed in you? What made you come around?
He fired me as a client.
No shit. Oops, sorry. Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Like, if you're not going to do what I'm asking you to do, then good luck.
Yeah.
So nice. I did it, and it didn't take too long, and I started to notice patterns like layups. If there's something that I'm seeing on the chart that looks like a layup, it's probably not that good. Right. So I'm whenever I see a layup, and we talked about this yesterday, I think, Andre. Yeah. When you see a layup, if I'm going to take it, I'm going to try and get in where I believe everybody else's stops are going to be.
Correct.
Layups are obvious. A lot of people are going to take it. We know where their stops are going to be. Try and get in there.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the best trades were the ones that made me the most nervous.
Yeah, for real.
Right?
For real. It's true. It's true.
And, I saw somebody mention Jim Dalton. Jim Dalton says you take 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 trades in any given day in any given market. According to his time frame, that's my time frame. So that's why, I've been kind of over trading, I think, a little bit during these sessions, and that's okay. I mean, there's a lot for me to continue to learn by doing this.
I think
there's probably a lot for other people to learn as well.
I was just going to say, I think it's learning for all of us in real time at once with real markets, putting on real trades, none of this sim garbage, none of this. These are real trades, real profits, real losses. We're all, I'm not going to say it because I don't want you singing High School Musical, but we are team trading this together.
All in this together.
I knew I'd get you there.
So it's not like it's a huge lift if you're going to be taking, 3 to 5 trades in any given market to kind of keep track of these things and review them. And, the other thing I was going to mention that Jim Dalton also says is the best trades often fly right in the face of the most recent activity.
Huh.
But don't try and pick tops and bottoms in directional markets.
Yeah, I don't think we've been in it. Well, would you consider these markets lately? Damn, short. Directional, it's been pretty range bound, wouldn't you say?
Well, it's been range bound, but at times it's been directional. Like yesterday.
Okay, yesterday after Powell spoke. Yep.
Move.
That's right.
We were in balance. We broke out the day before. Yesterday we had continuation, a directional move, but now we're back in a previous area of balance and right in the middle of it at that.
Yes. So we still got still trying to pick a direction. Like you said, it's Friday. We thought yesterday was quiet. It might be more quiet today. So we'll take our opportunities when they present themselves. John's putting on trades for everyone to see the opening range. I mean, this market's not going anywhere.
I kind of feel like I have to take it now because the one time I don't take it is when it's going to happen.
Uh-oh.
The markets love to make a liar out of me.
Of us, yes.
Yep. So now we're back here, opening range. I'm going to do something I don't normally do, Andre, and I'm going to look at a 5-minute chart.
That's right. That's where I hang out, man. I don't want to tell you. I know you're not the biggest fan.
Yeah.
That's where I hang out. I figure my trades last about 5-10 minutes anyways, 20 minutes. Look at, we're pushing mother. You're right, John.
Jesus.
You got anything? I didn't want you to look at that shit. I mean, we're whipping. Volume's light right now. It's Friday. Maybe there's actually other markets outside of equities. It sounds like gold's pushing. I saw someone made 4. Hey, also in the chat, tell us your trades, tell us your profits, tell us if you passed combines, XFA, all that stuff. We want to hear about all the success stories, the struggles, all that stuff, man. Let's keep this a family.
We probably should have been trading gold this morning.
I saw it. Is it rallying? Damn sure is. I saw in the chat people caught that rally.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Push up to 2,000.
We've been having trouble at last week's low. We've got a low volume node right here. Basically the point of control early session here.
Okay.
975.
Nice. Okay, I mean we're
God bless it.
Dude, I know, man. These opening range trades.
96 quarter. 96 quarter.
Is that where you were short from?
Yeah, basically.
Justin Rico passed my 100K combine yesterday. Well done.
Nice job.
Yep. This markets haven't been the easiest, I will say that. So good job. You're passing combines. That's a good sign of things to come. So,
oh my God.
Oh my God. Dude, get out of that 5-minute, Johnny. Put on that 30. Let's see what's popping on tilt here. Yeah, nothing really heavy.
I think we're getting directional here now.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find a good kind of level here. We got a low volume node at 90.
That'll be the pullback you're looking for?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
If we get it.
So basically, folks, we're thinking out loud right now about entering a trade. So this is, stream of conscious, essentially. Mike talks about a lot. Essentially what we're doing now. So stand by.
All right. So other side of the volume node is.
What is the price? Boy, that thing snapped right back. I'm looking for.
Yeah, it did.
Fucking mother. It's 50-50 in the tilt. Boy, it's whippy. I mean,
see, this is why I hate to.
It's good. You gotta stay patient. I mean, I don't know. This is, dude, S&Ps are moving around whippy. I can only imagine. Yeah, NQ, NASDAQ. Yikes. But hey, trade what you trade, and
well,
do some profits.
I should be out of this because we're through that volume node.
Oh shit, you're in?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm just getting smoked.
You sell those 90s?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm looking to get into. Hang in there.
I'm
Like the
going
idea.
back in.
The logic is sound.
I'm going back in.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is showing everybody how not to trade today.
And they can get on board or they can fade us one way or another.
Hey, Hogue, sorry to interrupt. Can you announce what price you're short from, please?
Right now, 91 quarter.
91 quarter, got it. Thank you.
91 quarter. Thanks, JD. Sorry about that.
Hogue is locked in right now.
I'm stuck on this 5-minute chart. You
Get out of there, Johnny. You hate that chart. So got nothing right now. No speakers, no nothing. It's just
nothing at
right,
9 o'clock. Just basically range bound.
Yep, that range bound written all over. Coming up to 9 a.m.
I hate the fact that I'm right in the middle of the range.
There's downside pressure.
So what did I miss? Overnight high.
These treasuries. Oh, pull up the rates. Keep an eye on that. Everyone, keep an eye on the treasury rates too if you have it handy. I think if we do cross 5%, we'll definitely see some downside pressure in equities. It could be contributing to what this move is.
Yeah, rates have come off pretty good there since the open.
Have they? Where do you look? Do you look at what? Do you look at the CME?
I'm just looking at Market Watch.
Gotcha.
It's a little bit delayed. 3 minutes, basically.
Yes. Oh, here it is. Yep, I got you. Oh, yeah, it's come off a little bit. I have a feeling they'll try to test it at some point. Well, someone said something. I don't know what Harker said, but looked like we started moving around about an hour ago and Harker started talking.
Harker repeats, now is the time to hold rates steady.
Okay.
I favor holding rates. Job market remains surprisingly strong. Economy is still quite remarkable and resilient. I'm hearing inflation easing faster than thought.
What does that mean? I'm hearing. You're the damn fan.
Yeah, right.
What do you think? This ain't no rumor mill, man. Come on.
So inflation is easing faster than thought, and the economy is softening faster than thought.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's getting his information, but I don't
hearing
feel
it, man. The whispers.
I don't feel it.
I don't see it either.
Oh, I don't feel it. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. Going backwards in the subs. Yes, going backwards in the subs because some of them are fake. You guys tried gaming the system. Cool, you got us once. You're not going to get us again, so everything's on pause. So, yeah, sorry. It wasn't our call.
Here's a good quiz for you. What time frame?
Yeah. I answered mine. 1 minute. Oh, boy. That is quick.
42% off the 1 minute.
That's some tick traders. I know not everyone did, but hey, we're all in this team. We're a team, Derek, so that's how we got to roll. We're not done. We're just taking a pause, a breather. All right, pushing the downside a little bit. Dollar went up. ES should go down. Hot dog. Good call. Keep an eye on that correlation. It said Dixie. The dollar index went up. I love that. This is why the chat's awesome. Stuff like that. This is what we love. I'm Andre Introspective. I am Andre. That's who Andre is.
Tell us about your history. I think that's probably what they're asking.
Oh, shoot. I've been trading now since I was 22. So, yeah, well over almost 2 decades now I've been trading. So, prop trader for a long time. Met Michael back in, 2010. Well, he was a locals trader, and I was still trading with the prop. Helped get the combine and, basically the prop trading concept onto the web and not necessarily in person. There we go. So essentially, been prop trader in the markets for not as long as John, but pretty experienced. Trade the financial crisis, trade COVID, started learning in the shadows on the heels of 9/11. So I've been through some crises, and seen a lot of market states. And here to share those experiences and trade along with you guys. So not a newbie by any means, but always learning. And there's a lot of stuff that I don't fully understand. So I come here, ask John, ask the chat, always trying to learn more and, prepare for the next trade.
As I can tell you, Andre is a very smart man, very good trader, and a good friend. You see Danielle's question: how did you get into trading?
Well, it's not what you know, it's who you know, kind of. So I had a neighbor that was looking for a summer job in between high school and college, or university, as some call it. And I had a neighbor who was looking for a clerk, basically just an ARB clerk, just to learn the signs, learn all the flashing, the hand signs to ARB between the soybeans options into soybeans futures. TMG was the acronym for those that may or may not know him. And he asked me, hey, you want to learn how? Yep, one bid of two, one bid of two, one bid of two, two's trade. And he's like, hey, you want a job? I go, yeah, what do you want me to do? He's like, well, I'll take you on the first day. It was kind of baptism by fire in the pits. And the very first day, my head was spinning. I had no idea what the hell just happened, but I knew I loved it. And when I saw the energy and I saw the amount of the transactions and the amount of money that was flowing through, these trades, I was for lack of a better, I was flabbergasted. I was in awe of what the hell was happening. And from there, so what was I, 18 as a clerk for a few more summers. After that, after school, started interviewing around at prop firms, got hired as a clerk again. Had to go through rigorous training, started trading one lots on the screen, had to prove yourself, was able to, then went on contract as a prop trader, yada, yada, yada. The rest is history. Essentially started trading for myself after that. So I've been a clerk for a few years as a newbie trader, now an experienced trader. So I still remember what it's like to be a clerk. I still remember what it's like to not know what the hell's going on. And shoot. So I'm shared experiences for sure. But that first day I remember, clerk, I had to learn the ARB signs, the hand signals and stuff. I would sit in the mirror for hours. And what is a clerk, you ask? I don't know, what is a clerk, John? I'm a gopher. A clerk, I'm an assistant to the trader. I'm helping flash in prices. I'm helping execute trades. I'm helping check trades, out trades. Basically, you're the sidekick to the trader, is what a clerk does. Even
if the trader's a broker, you're probably holding all the orders.
Right. The yellow coats were runners more. Well, I wasn't a yellow coat. I was on the board. Were yellow coats runners on the CME?
Yes.
Okay, so I was on the board of trade. So I was the same color as the same coat color as my boss, my trader, my local. Right? Yeah. So it was much easier to, locate them. But yeah, I remember sitting in the mirror for hours in my bedroom, just working on the signs. My signs had to be sharp. And if they were sloppy, boy, your boss would let you hear about it. What the hell is that? That's not a real price. That's not a real sign. So
they used to tell us to ARB the phone book.
Oh, Jesus. That's pretty good though.
Right.
That's pretty damn good. I don't know for those that don't know what a phone book is, but yeah. I know what you mean, and that's a damn good strategy. Learning lesson. But yeah, one bid at two bid at three, 2.5 shake. So it was close.
Well, guys, we've got a live drop-in coming in here.
Awesome.
From Mexico.
Oh no. Really?
He found an internet connection.
Oh, God. All right, everybody, you asked.
Oh, I think he's still getting ready. We'll come back.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, this is exciting. Well, everyone was asking. Go tell your friends that have dropped out because no MP. Sounds like Senor Miguel from Mexico will be dropping in. Man, he just can't get enough of this TV in these markets. But that's good. That's exciting. So tell your friends, MP in the house. Close soon enough.
While we're waiting for MP to get set up, there was a question coming through the chat for Hogue. If you want to
Mexican fire drill.
If you want to go over Delta a little bit while we're letting the short run, maybe say a few words about.
I'm out of it now. I just wanted to focus a little bit here for a few minutes. So Delta. Delta is in futures. It is quite simply the number of contracts that trade on the offer. In other words, market order buys. Each contract adds one positive to Delta.
Uh-huh.
Negative Delta is market order sellers hitting the bid. So every contract that hits on the bid is negative delta. It's every contract. So you're taking all the contracts that trade on the offer as positive delta minus what trades on the bid. What that can be helpful in showing you and telling you is there a longer time frame presence in the marketplace? So if price continues to grind higher throughout the day and delta continues to increase in negativity, bigger negative number keeps going, but price continues to go higher, price is actually moving against the more aggressive traders.
Right.
The aggressive traders are the sellers that are using market orders to hit into those bids. Yep. And most of the time, you would think that those aggressive sellers could move price lower. But if they don't, that can be an indication of potential longer time frame activity. Like the example we just had here. Yep. So here we have positive delta at the end of the day. We saw delta increasing throughout the day, even though price continued to rotate lower through the entire session. This would have been an indication of a longer time frame liquidation or accumulation. I think we lost open interest on that day. I wasn't real happy about that because it didn't give me what I was looking for, and that was an accumulation of shorts in longer time frame that they may protect. However, the following day, we did get the expected outcome from that is the market continued to rotate lower on negative delta. So now we're congruent. Now we've got more time frames working in concert, pushing price lower.
Yep.
Is it getting too cheap? Is the question then? But I don't think so yet. I think we've got some continuation to the downside here. That was really the plan for the day. And we're about back to break even here. But I'm going to now and look for the right opportunity to try and get in.
That's how you trade, man. Jump back on that horse.
Yep.
Hell yeah, Johnny. That's what I like to see.
Yeah. So now we just took out the overnight low. If we can't kind of continue below the overnight low, there may be an opportunity for us to either get a long for a pullback or wait for a pullback to look for a better trade location for a short, then right down here in the hole.
Exactly. Looking for a pullback. So we're essentially looking for acceptance or AK follow through of this break. Is correct. Looking for confirmation. Yeah. Gotcha.
And it's difficult. It's subjective. How good does the volume have to be? How long does it have to stay below the overnight low? All of those questions are things that we all have to think about.
We have to think about it, and typically those questions can't be answered until after the fact. So we're thinking about this in real time, trying to forecast.
Right. Okay.
So we're pushing. We're pushing. Oh yeah, here we go.
Now we're starting to see some continuation below the overnight low. This would be maybe a little bit of momentum that would indicate that yes, the overnight low has been rejected. The overnight range has been rejected. So now I'll look for an opportunity it's this really fresh down here, but I'll look for an opportunity on a low volume node right just below it to look for that short, which lets me limit risk to the other side of that volume node.
Correct.
We got one here. This is very short time frame information, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it is.
There's not that much to lean on, so you've got to be able to limit the risk on it.
Right. Tilt isn't showing us much one way or another.
Okay.
Right around 50%. Well, give or take. I'll say 50%. I'm very generous with those approximations. So right now it's 43.57. I consider that 50-50 in the NASDAQ. Unless we have a big lean one way or another, I'll basically keep it. I'll just say 50-50 just to keep it short. 10 years yield starting to uptick a little bit. That's kind of seeing these equities push down. Maybe we're finding a correlation there. So got some things cooking right now. Yeah, it's on a bit of a delay. Okay, I see what you've been seeing, Johnny.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So here's a low volume node. This could be an interesting spot for an execute. I'm looking more for this low volume node.
What's that price, John?
83.50. 83 half.
Gotcha. Ooh. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. What was that? What the hell is...
Am I coming through, Andre?
Vodka? It's me, John. What's up?
Too many margaritas and pina coladas. What is that?
But
Nice.
I
Well,
wanted to
welcome.
join you guys. I wanted to join you guys. I wanted to see.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chat's pumped.
Ray's asking who's the new guy.
That's the guy.
I had to get the kids to breakfast. So I don't even know how I'm coming through here, but I got a whole setup, and it's pretty cool.
Sweet.
And I'm in Mandarina, Mexico. And
Nice.
I wanted to check it.
For sure. It's a little dark. It's a little dark, but I think we can make out that face of yours for sure.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be trading out there?
I got it all up.
Oh boy. Oh baby.
No, right now I'm it's very, very chill.
It's very, very chill. Tilt.
Yeah,
I was
I was watching Tilt. Tilt's not doing too much.
not doing too much.
I figured out I just got forcefully thrown into digital rehab week.
You want to explain what that means?
Yeah, it's right before you take off on an airplane. You forget your phone in your car. You're gone for a week.
You're gonna go crazy.
It's called an involuntary digital rehab. So,
You're gonna lose it, but yeah.
no, I don't have my phone at all for a week. So if anybody wants to get a hold of me, you won't. I'm off the grid.
Off the grid, man. Unless you
shut this down. It's actually pretty nice. Sitting down for dinner with my wife, I didn't have to look for where my phone was.
It's awesome.
This morning, didn't have to look for my phone.
Hey, quick update on that poll we put up 14 minutes ago. Over 1,000 votes. That's awesome. What time frame would you look at to initiate trades? 1 minute getting 40% of the votes, 5 minute getting almost 40% of the votes, 15 minute 14%, 30 minute 6%. A lot of scalpers out here. For sure.
So, Michael, if you're looking for opportunity to get into a downside move, the low volume node is up at 14,803. If we get there. Yes.
Ooh.
Now we've got another low volume node here at 4277.
Let me grab my notepad.
Yeah. I think you were reading it perfectly, man. You really were.
Yeah.
It's all right though. That should give you confidence. I mean, you read this shit better than anybody.
Can I trade it though? I'm kind of.
I know it's different. I know there's a difference for sure. There's difference, but
I'm starting to question.
No, I will. Yeah, welcome to trading, right? It wouldn't be trading if you didn't self-question. If you didn't question yourself.
I'd take the hotel pen home. I know that.
Nice. How's the hotel? Nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Nice.
So the kids club. My wife got it for the kids club. Like big time for the kids club.
Cool.
Oh, she's hot right now. Kids club's closed.
John's on fire since those F-bombs.
I haven't done it again. I have not done it again.
John's dropping F-bombs while I'm gone. Hey, John, what's the level? What's the level, real quick? Level.
You were there.
So in the NASDAQ, here, let me look at this. So the low volume node above price right now is, let's call it 802, 14,802.
14,802. Low volume.
Treasury yields continue to creep higher.
Low volume node. What was that? 14,802.
Yes.
Point of control. What do you got there?
Well, today's point of control is all the way up at 14,834.
I heard you guys this morning say it's going to be a quiet day, and that's why I wanted to jump on, because I don't know. Usually when you think it's going to be quiet, remember when we think it's going to be a busy day, and the next thing you know, it's like
the opposite.
Quiet and dead. Opposite.
Yeah, for sure.
Always opposite whatever you think. That's why I always like to go to the minority thought. The few people that I actually think today might be a busy day, and then it ends up being. I actually like these. I like getting long these levels when like 90% of the people say I want to get short.
I mean, we were looking at continuation, and the S&P is down to 4260.
Yep.
Between 4260 and 4240, which 4240 is weekly kickoff low. All right, I just got short again here.
Yeah, this is a pullback.
So you're looking at shorts right now, right? Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Tilt's still chilling.
Yeah, I just got shorted at 76, and here's why.
I like that.
Okay. Low volume. 76, 77, pretty much the low volume node. So we get in on the low volume shoulder with our risk up here. So I'm risking 3 points to get into this trade. Pretty low risk, right?
It is.
But if we continue this move to the downside, then we're in clover, but not risking a lot.
Oh, we're in clover. I've never heard you say that before.
We're in clover, yeah. Uh-huh. Well, my dad he had another term for it, but I don't know if I should say it.
I mean, you've been letting everything.
He's been letting it rip already.
All right. If this goes our direction, we'll be farting through silk sheets.
There you go.
Jack's not here right now, so is JD on the box? Is that okay?
JD's controlling us.
You're all good. You're all good, guys.
We got the thumbs up.
All right, cool.
MP in Mexico. We're going to call you Miguel then. If you're in Mexico, you're Miguel now.
Yeah, right? What is he at?
Oh, this is reality TV right here. He's just...
Yeah, I'm getting knocks at the doors. There's, what are they called? Coyotes? Coyotes?
Dropping off your orange.
Atis. They're like, you'll see them. They'll be crawling around here. They're like a raccoon and a monkey.
Oh, nice.
With a longer nose. Oh, man, they're all over the place. Family of them right around.
I thought they were dropping off your orange shoes.
No, actually, that was a great idea. I should order room service.
Cenotes, as Fire Drill Andy says, cenotes.
No, cenote. Cote, right there.
Cotes.
Salil.
Thank you.
Yes, that's it. There's, I guess, jaguars here. I don't know. I definitely haven't seen those.
Hey, so they've been digging.
I saw an iguana yesterday, big one by the pool. Yeah, but the kids are loving it. I have 3 kids. They're all here. My wife got this place for it's the Mandarin. What's it? One and only Mandarin. It's they have an incredible kids club, but like 95% of it's closed. So when we got the tour yesterday,
Really?
My wife was in tears.
Literally?
Well, I mean, for the most part,
Yeah.
I've been telling the kids for months about.
Oh shit!
They're going to Disney World and be like, we're going to ride all, and then next year all the rides are closed.
Yeah. John, you still got that short?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So there was a question as to why low volume nodes can be resistant or supportive. And the low volume nodes are kind of areas that the price rejected. Now, what we're looking at here on this profile, this volume profile over here, the market has become directional. It's moving lower. So it broke down here, low volume node here, high volume, low volume node here, 78 even. Right. So if we can take that short below that, our risk is basically to the high volume node higher than that. So, my stop here is at 79.50, which is right here, which is, it's enough, I guess. We're short here at 76. We're not getting, entirely huge directional moves here, but the volume that's accumulating here is marking acceptance of lower pricing.
Right.
Yeah, your O2s, it came up and hit those O2s too. 14.802s, low volume node, hit it, went up to 6. Now it's back. Now it's up to 88.
There you go. Did you get it?
No, I was talking about my wife crying.
So we don't know what's going to happen. All we can do is put it on and see what happens. I mean, does it feel like we're getting short in the hole down here? It does, but the market so far is one time framing lower, and I don't want to try and pick a bottom. So this is what I have to do.
I agree.
Speaking of below here, what levels do you have below the 802s? 14.802s. What do you have in the 3?
14. Okay, so hang on. Let's take a look. So, Michael, we were in an area of balance up here. We're in this area of balance. Once we accept inside this area of balance, the other extreme is the target.
Give me level, Johns.
So 14,610 is weekly kickoff low.
Okay.
And then the bottoms of these candle bodies on the daily chart are right at 14,710.
Okay, cool. And you thought
Okay.
And you thought it's going to be a quiet day.
Well, actually, I mean, I
did.
I was kind of looking at
just
continuing rotation to the low end of this area of balance today. We talked about that on the opening call. Is visual target wise, weekly kickoffs and the bottoms of these candle bodies in the NASDAQ were going to be targeted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, pushing. You said 4260s to 4240s downside target.
Right. In the S&Ps, 40
Yep.
to 4240.
Hey, they've been digging Patak. They've been digging the free tilt preview. I will say that.
Oh yeah, man. How do you guys like this? Excuse me. This is noticed it yesterday. I was on the flight. First time I've ever watched Powell speak from start to finish was on my my 4-hour flight, which I caught the start to finish. But before that, before we took off, I was watching this on my wife's phone, and you guys, it was awesome. We got the positions in here.
Yeah.
We got tilt preview. It's going to be not up here all the time because it's only going to be for those that are trading with Topstep. So we're going to be changing some stuff up. But this is your little.
I was asking. We used to show the tilt, right? A few weeks ago, back in September, I want to say we showed hints of the tilt, but it wasn't this polished.
We didn't have. We were dress rehearsal then.
Dress rehearsals. Thank you. Yes.
Smaller crowd. We're just kind of doing it to some small group of traders that we knew. Yeah. Okay. So you got right rolling on the top. You got gold, average entry, percent short, percent long.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. 50-50.
Yeah, and remember, guys, there's a little bit of a delay. There is a delay with you guys, and I don't know. I think this is real time. We'd have to know for sure, but I think what you guys are seeing is real time tilt, and then this will be inside of something that if you're trading with Topstep, you'll get. We're just trying to figure out the value, how valuable this is to people or not. I know it's very valuable to us, so we're trying to figure out. If it's free, how long it's free, if we charge, how much we charge, because it's data, and it's data that we're aggregating, putting together. We process it in real time. We have data warehouse to get all this stuff, and we're going to have more of this. So it's kind of like the beginning.
Yes, trying to figure out.
Hopefully, this is an edge that everybody here should see that they have the opportunity to get.
Yes. Trying to figure out the best way to package the tilt for everybody, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, there was that pullback.
Yeah.
You still short, Johnny?
So now that you all see it, feel free to ask questions.
Please.
Whether I'm on or not, John and Andre know the whole concept of how to take traders' data and then learn from them. We're taking the market's data right now, and we're learning from it. Simple moving averages. Okay, those is the price movements for the over time that smooth out to be the moving average price level. Oh, RSI, VWAP. We know you can go into your settings and get the definitions of those. Tilt is completely new. Nobody in the industry does this. And
nobody has it.
Please share. You're going to have an indicator that's nobody else does, only to those that trade with Topstep. This is not going to be trading with any other prop firm or whomever. Why? Because we want our traders to get better. We're not selling scratch tickets.
Well, speaking of trader data, we have some pretty impressive P&Ls from yesterday that we like to share with you. Are you guys ready for this?
Well done, JD.
Yeah, let's see it.
Well done.
Here we go. Actually, with a big 41 grand day yesterday in the X.
Wow.
Look at that.
These numbers.
Wow.
These numbers.
Akshay.
Rode that short to the downside, hopefully.
Dwayne H in the live account.
I'd like to know if Akshay was using the tilt indicator.
So you're going to be at the lake tomorrow?
I'm sure we could find out. I think Mick's going to talk a little bit about him in the shoulder tap later on, too. So we're going to learn quite a bit more about Akshay, I believe.
Sweet.
Perfect. Okay, cool.
12 G's.
Friday we got Akshay kicking ass on a Thursday.
Grab some guns.
Hey JD. Hey, we got Mick coming through there.
You got to get those guys in the back to
Mixed chatty back there, huh?
Yep. Mixing a meeting right behind me. I'll stick on mute for a little bit.
All right, cool. Take a look. Actually, up 41 G's. Dwayne, I mean, those are great numbers. That's just from yesterday, too. Yesterday was, I don't know what you got to see yesterday, Michael. Pretty slow trade in the morning. Then things started popping once Powell started talking. But I'm guessing these people.
Yeah, I tuned in when you guys were trading.
Nice. Yeah, I'm guessing these people were super patient and took advantage of the moves when they presented themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne at a live account, $12,656. That's some really good numbers here. I love seeing five-digit numbers are great.
Definitely.
Very nice.
We're pushing here.
Yeah, we are pushing lower here.
You still short, John?
Yep.
Nice.
Do you guys have his shorts up there or his position? I don't see it.
Yeah.
It's up there. Or it was.
Yeah, maybe not because of the thing we had on there. There it is.
Well done.
42.76.
Yep.
76. You got 3 handles into this?
More than that.
Yeah, it was 5 for a second there.
Michael.
Oh, you're not supposed to talk about it. Anytime, isn't that crazy? Anytime somebody goes, "Wow, nice," and right when that happens, like,
yeah,
the dead.
You killed it.
High water, dead high water mark.
Yeah.
We were talking about it. You put your stop order in there, and the market like definitely looks for it, or you put your profit target order in there, and the market runs away from it. It just knows.
Yeah. So, Michael, your low volume node is still there up at 802, 803, 801, 2, 3. There.
Yep.
That area.
Yep. That was a good entry, almost twice. I didn't take it. I was writing it down. I was doing my notes. But these markets, they're definitely not finding a bid in these last few days, are they?
No.
Uncertainty. Markets don't like uncertainty, and you got the yield on the 10-year up to one tick from 5%.
I know they're flirting with.
I mean, let's just get it over with.
Yeah, just get to 5. Come on, that's that big fat round number that we always talk about. Like,
Yeah,
sure.
in the Dow used to be like 10,000. I remember we float around 10,000 quite a bit, and then it would always be that big number. This is a while ago.
Oh yeah, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000.
Yeah.
They're giving out hats on the floor and stuff.
They were giving out hats on the floor. Like,
Cheerleading. I mean, come on.
yeah, they start tossing the hats, and the markets just start selling out of them.
It's like, come on, man.
Grabbing them from everybody.
Give me those back.
We're not there yet, guys. We're not there yet.
So, what do I do here? Do I fish or cut bait?
Remember, it's Friday, so I think your rules need to be a little bit more laissez-faire when it comes to exiting a profitable position on Friday. And I only say that because I don't know how you trade for the week, but you all know on Friday. You guys talked about it Fridays.
Well, I've been having trouble finding my way out of a paper bag lately, so that's why I'm asking everybody else.
Yeah.
There was a question about why did I take this trade? Low volume node, right here.
Yes.
So
Those are his entries. Those are low volume modes. That's what I was looking for, his entries right there. John's been, yeah.
somebody's out at 69. Somebody
Nice.
says take it. Somebody says keep it to the close.
Yeah. If you're trading into the close on a Friday, it's probably not the greatest thing.
That's always it's a difficult one. Trading into the close on a Friday. I don't know. I think I think good traders only work like 4.5 days a week at most.
I mean, if you want, you keep a one lot short going into the week. I ever tell you a story about?
I told him that. You got to say it though.
Oh yeah, did you? Yeah.
Remember, John? I told him about keeping a one lot short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andre, you can tell the story real quick.
Yeah. My boss at the firm. Obviously, like I said, this is in the shadow of the heels of 9/11 trade. So there was very heightened awareness of terrorism, just basically conflict, and the market was hypersensitive to any headline coming out across the world, even threats, rumors, what have you. So every weekend or every Friday going into the close, he was a size trader, so he could take on the margin and all that. He would stay short a one lot going into the Friday close and would take that into the Sunday reopen with the play or the banking of, 2 days of non-trading with the potential of 2 days worth of negative headlines entering the market, entering the headlines and, catch a huge, perhaps a limit down. You're not praying for bad news, but it was just the reality of the times. So you'd always have to be short of one lot going into the reopen. Sometimes it would hit, sometimes it wouldn't, sometimes it'd just be unch. But there was always a little hedge. Now you could say, excuse me, he could have just been long treasuries, right? Well, the treasuries don't move like the S&Ps move when bad news hits. So that's kind of why, yes, it's risky for sure, but he had the size to take it on. But yeah, he'd always stay short of one line.
Smart.
Yeah, like you said, you could have been long the treasuries, but treasuries don't. Hey, we're going.
The probability that good news comes out over the weekend that's so damn good that it moves the markets 100 handle higher,
right?
100 handles higher, versus bad news that comes out over the weekend that moves the markets 100.
It's not even moving. There just won't be a bid in the damn market, so
there won't be a bid in the market. So it's just going to open up. Yeah. So I have seen more over the weekend sell-offs than I have over the weekend.
Yes. Especially lately with this uncertainty. Patrick Wheeland in the chat. What's up, Pat?
What's up, Patrick? Patrick, there's a ocean out there. I just might go.
Fishing buddies.
Swimming in and fishing buddies. I gotta go practice.
Yeah, we're still cooking here. Yep. Rates are.
I'm in Mandarina.
What is that? Is that a city or a region? What is that?
It's just no. Yeah, sorry. You guys don't know where that's at.
I do not.
No. It's by north of Punta Mita, Mexico.
So you're in the Gulf side?
No.
What side are you on, Patak?
Man, look at it. I don't have my phone.
He doesn't know.
I don't have my phone.
You're by Cancun.
I locked the car. This is what's crazy about the story. There's a auto body shop right next to auto service place right next to Aspen, Aspen Airport, and then right across the street. So Casey's car, the brakes were squeaking. So I'm dropping him off 7 a.m. and I go drive around. I'm like, I'm going to leave it at the auto service shop.
All right, I cut bait. I can't take it. I'm done.
Oh, there you go, John.
Good job.
That's okay.
That's okay.
It's almost 9 handles, isn't it?
Dude,
Yeah.
On the 5 minute, it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 red candles. Nice trade. Nice read. I hope everyone was able to pay attention. See how that.
It's a hell of a read.
Yeah, it was.
Sell off too. Good job, Johnny. That's a nice trade.
Thank you.
So
even a blind squirrel finds an acorn once in a while.
So Patak, what body of water are you on?
Oh, that's getting to that point. So everybody who doesn't know, I left my phone in the car. I go to lock the car. Grab my backpack. It's still dark at night. I just dropped my kids off the airport. It's only like 2 blocks away, so I got to walk that. So I'm dropping my car off so they can service it, have it ready for next week. Go to lock the door, put it in, those like little key boxes where you put it in. And like rental car. And then you can't get it out. Right when I put it in, I'm like, touched my leg. I'm like, where's my phone?
Oh.
Locked my car, put the key in the key box, and the place hasn't even opened, so I can't get in the car. And my phone's right there, playing music, sitting on the console, and right there, I'm like, digital rehab. It just begun.
Was this the Rivian or the other one?
The Yukon, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the Rivian. You could have got at that thing.
Yeah.
Hey, nice out, John. Way to close it.
Yeah, we're actually worked out kind of good.
That's a trade right there, folks.
Even a blind squirrel finds an acorn once in a while.
You got out at what, 68?
I could tell you here. Hang on a second.
What do we got in tilt?
Nothing, guys. Nothing.
Before the bell, we saw some 80% long. Once the bell rang, kind of flattened out to 50-50. So 10-year is starting to trade sideways a little bit in terms of yields. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that because this sell-off in the equities definitely coincided with the rally in yields.
John, is the low volume node the same as the fair value gap? You got a question in here.
That's a great question.
Fair value. I'm not really familiar with what the fair value gap is, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And that's what we do. Hey, at Topstep, we're not afraid to say we do not know.
No, here's one of the reasons why I decided to take out that trade. Somebody in the chat put in a question about what does a large initial balance mean? We got a 30 some odd initial balance here. A large initial balance it takes a much more energy to extend outside of than a smaller initial balance. Think about it like this is trying to knock over a pyramid. This is knocking over a lamp.
Pyramid versus a lamp. Got that.
When we got down below the initial balance and we weren't really finding much down there, that's kind of what told me to get out of that trade. And we don't know what's going to happen. Of course, it ended up for now being the right thing to do. But there was another question why I took the trade to begin with, and it was 70, 84. So it was this low volume node right up here. So I kind of looked at this as kind of a shoulder to get in. Risk was to here. And then we took, 8 points on that?
Yeah.
Kind of meager, if you ask me, but I'm relearning trading. It's kind of what I feel like.
Dude, we're always relearning trading, man. We're always relearning.
That's true.
It's never going to stop.
That's true. So here now, look where this bar right here went up to right here, another volume shoulder to a low volume node, and that's where the market kind of stopped. And there's nothing that says this market can't continue to move to the downside.
No.
But with that large initial balance, when we couldn't hold down below that, I think that was a good out. And that pullback to that volume shoulder was a pretty good opportunity to get back in.
You wanted to get back in, yeah.
Yeah, if you wanted to get back in, but I'm freaking exhausted, and I'm probably done for the week now.
Unless another opportunity.
Really good.
Unless.
Oh, look at this. No. Something shiny.
Squirrel,
right. So, hey, we're a little lean on likes today. If you like what you're seeing here, make sure you hit that lucky like button. And yes, it is lucky.
Subscribe too, please. Bring your friends. Let's keep growing the sucker.
Yeah, I'm green.
With the real ones only. We're just looking for the real ones. So what do you got, Michael? Oh, did we lose him?
Looks like he's frozen, unless he's just very still.
It was a good run. It was a very good run, considering I assume he's doing this on wireless. And
Michael, we're losing you. Yeah. Michael, where are you?
Yeah, so
connection issues.
It's okay. I appreciate him even stopping in for a few minutes.
Yeah, right?
He doesn't need to do this, I'll tell you that. But I think he heard what the chat was asking and kind of jumped in. Just wanted to say hello.
Yeah, it was great to have him with us.
He's just thinking. That does.
Yes,
frozen. He does look like he's just thinking. JF.
Like,
That is a good profile shot. What are we doing? Dollar going down. That makes sense. So we should see. That was a nice trade, John.
Yeah,
so get back on that saddle, baby. Should have jumped in with you. Dude, your thinking's always. You stick to your methodology, and the methodology is never going to be 100%.
Oh, right.
So I feel you. But yeah, confidence is everything in this game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what did we say at the beginning of the session today, Andre? We said S&P's to, what was it? 4260 to 4240.
That's right. That's what I got.
That area. Well, it's working on doing that. So if we had that plan and that strategy, we should be,
executing.
We should be killing it, right? But execution has been the issue for me. Look at what we did. We tested last week's low, couldn't get to the overnight high, rejected. Bam, we should be short there.
Yeah, this is true. Shit, now you got me questioning.
Did you do anything yet today?
I have not done anything yet because I haven't seen. I want to get short the 64s, wherever you got short. I just have not. Been sitting on my hands. I'm having a decent week, so I guess I'm trading a little timid.
What's wrong with that, right? It's Capital Preservation Friday.
It is, but that doesn't mean you can't execute. But yeah, so far nothing. But definitely looking to get in when the opportunity presents itself. We will see. So I think Michael.
A couple of success stories here in the chat. If you succeeded in the trading combine today, very happy and looking forward to your continued success. Sorry, Andre, go ahead.
No, for sure. Hey, our audience comes first. Yeah, like you said, it's capital preservation and nothing. I mean, this now you got me thinking about these 60s, these 42 60s. What's going to come in here and stop this sell-off is the only thing I'm thinking in the back of my head. Yields are starting to retreat a little bit, so I'm always keeping an eye on that. Maybe 5% won't come into play today. We'll see.
They are coming off, huh?
Yeah, they are coming off. Let's see. What Fleet's been talking about here. Stressed by retirement savings. Yeah, I did read an article about that in the Wall Street Journal. Some retirement portfolios are not getting the returns they wanted or expected at this point in the maturity due to the treasuries and stock percentage split or how they diversified. It's all real stuff. So, what are we looking for, Johnny? Looking for another pullback? You got any low volume nodes? You got any low volume nodes created on the way down?
You know what I'm looking for, my friend? I'm looking for a Kentucky snow cone.
Oh, no kidding. Boy, we're so about that time, huh?
Well, it's Friday.
It is Friday.
It won't happen for a few hours, but,
I'm sure back in the day, series would already start populating right about now.
Well, they start drinking at 6 o'clock in the morning at series.
It's wild, man. That place is wild. Well, yeah, I don't know if Michael will be jumping back on with us. He did freeze, and no need to have him jump back on here, even though I'm sure he wants to.
Danny, the low volume nodes, he says, don't the markets always usually get attracted back to the low volume nodes? The high volume nodes are the comfort levels. The low volume nodes are the rejection levels. The way I look at it.
That's right.
Now, when we're looking at the market profile or the volume profile, here's the S&Ps. So here's where the market offered me the opportunity that I had for the short. Low volume node, higher volume, higher volume. Here's another opportunity right here. High volume to low volume. Maybe it gets into that low volume node, but if it stays to the bottom side of it, you're clover for going into that short. There's that word clover again.
Clover.
Do I look at the volume profile like this in longer time frames? No. When I'm looking at volume profile, the market is directional, and I'm looking for opportunities between high and low volume nodes and low volume nodes for my executions. Make sense?
Makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to them. Because it certainly played out textbook right there. But yes, low volume nodes is what excuse me, business does not want to be conducted at that price, correct?
Right.
Yes.
Right. And, to a degree, he's right. Sometimes the market will come back and repair those areas, but it still offers you the opportunity to limit risk depending on the size of the low volume area.
Depending on the size. Yes, right. All right. Well, looks like we're trying to push a little bit lower again. So
yeah, when
Johnny.
I used to have breakfast with my dad every morning at 6:30 at Ceres.
That's so cool.
And we'd be sitting there, eating breakfast, and there would be 15 people at the bar swilling whiskey.
Boy, that's aggressive.
It's crazy, right?
That's aggressive.
Now, later on in the day, about 10:30, if you were there, the bartender, Tom, used to take a pint glass, fill it with glass, and then fill it with Jack Daniels, and then let it sit on the bar for 5-10 minutes. And when this one trader came down, Tom would strain it into a glass, and the guy would just sip it down.
Just sip it down.
He'd sip it down, and then go back to the floor.
Jeez. It was a different time, right?
Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. So
Sirius just had the best drinks in the city. I mean, it was a rocks glass full of whatever liquor you wanted, and they would hand you a can of whatever the mixer was.
It's like a sidecar.
Yeah, it's like, give me a Captain and Coke. It's a glass full of Captain and a can of Coke.
Wild. Still in business today, folks. Somehow, some way. Still in business. Still slinging drinks.
Mm. Yeah, the Bernakis family still owns it. They owned Sellers Market downstairs. They owned Brokers Inn across the street. They owned a couple of other restaurants right around that area for 60 years. And Lou Bernakis was smart. Every time he had enough money to buy a seat at the Board of Trade, he bought it. He probably had 10 freaking seats when it went public, and that's probably 100 million, 80, 90 million.
I did not know that. I didn't know about the seats. Wow.
Yep. And he and his whole family live in like a compound in Barrington. I mean, it's acres and acres and acres. It's probably a 5-minute walk between homes.
No kidding.
Yes. And you know what? He never worked a weekend, never worked a holiday. It was Monday through Friday, that's it. They were never open on weekends, never opened on holidays. That's unheard of
it is.
In the restaurant industry.
Absolutely. Those are the money-making days. I did not know that he was loading up on seats. That worked out nice. Damn.
Yeah. Yep. There were, it was kind of an investment, right? I mean, you could buy the seat and then lease it out. It was, it was investment income. It was another income stream.
Yeah.
And, who did he know in 1960 that they were going to eventually go public and he was going to make millions on it? I don't know. I'm relatively sure that he has probably passed by now. He's the same age as my dad. My dad would be 97 right now. But when we were still at the Board of Trade, Lou Bernakis was still there wearing a suit, pushing in chairs and yelling at people. Spin, there are not physical trading pits at the CME or the Board of Trade. There's only one, and that's Euro Options.
Is that right?
Yep. Yeah. Who paid $4,200 a month for a full seat at the Mercantile Exchange? With that gold badge, that full seat, you could trade anything on the exchange. You could trade meats, you could trade equities, you could trade currencies, you could trade euro, you could trade any options. Mm-hmm. That was the big license there, right?
Yep. You go from pit to pit.
Yep. Yeah.
You ever see guys doing that, Johnny? Just going pit to pit, just looking for.
Well. Yeah. I mean, it was probably kind of unusual for that to happen. I mean, back in the day, you were kind of focused on the product you were trading. It was physical. You had to be there if you wanted to get anything done. You could give a broker an order. Let's say you have a position on, and I mean, I did that a lot. I'd have a position, and I'd give a broker a stop.
Sure.
Right, and if I wanted to hold on to that position, I'd literally walk off the floor and go do something else, and then come back later on and see what happened. But I was in the S&Ps, and I was when we had the benefit of text messaging. I had a buddy that was a broker in the NASDAQ pit. Well, I mean, that was the tech bubble. All I had to do was say, hey, on the next pullback, buy me one.
Right.
So then I'd get the card and I'd be up money, and it was easy to when the market was that directional to the upside, right?
Yes, it was.
Right. So, hey, he's back. What's up?
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's up. I don't know. I've never traveled and traded and broadcasted and did all this kind of stuff.
Well, let's do this.
And then had 3 kids yelling in the other room. All that kind of stuff. I got volatility. The VIX index over here is going through the roof.
Just ideal trading conditions for you right now.
Oh yeah, nothing like getting my heart and mind and all that at ease.
Yeah, right.
Never. It's overcast here. It's kind of a
same here.
Yeah, here it is. It is here too. You could be here in my kitchen.
You know where it's not, Hoagland? Back in Colorado.
Colorado, right?
Yeah. Every now and then I tell my wife, I'm like, I like traveling. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like, what? Back at home is better than it is right now, but than here.
Well, there's a John Denver song that you should probably listen to right now. It's called "I Guess He'd Rather Be in Colorado."
I'm a Colorado guy now. I've always used to go there. I'm a Nebraska guy. Well, I'm a
Here we go.
Chicago's where I cut my teeth. Whatever that line means. I've always heard that one. But Colorado, man, we used to always go camping here as a little kid. My parents didn't have very much money, and we go take a pop-up camper from Omaha or outside Omaha to Rocky Mountain National Park.
Oh, I love that place.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I got short from 68 and 3/4.
68 in the orders, huh?
And the orders, yeah, on the pullback.
68 in the order. Okay, that's a good one. John, that 14,802 was a home run.
Yeah.
Was.
There's 100 handles right here, right now. 100 handles. And that was, 30 minutes ago, at least?
100.
I'm going to work a 60 bid playing John's levels. I don't know if I'm getting in the way of it, but...
Yeah.
Well, that's a bold statement you're making here, Andre.
What's that? I'm leaning on my man.
Yeah, you got your low volume node right there.
Yeah. John, I've been paying attention to this week, man. You know your shit. Not just this week,
hey,
but
John,
I've been dialed in.
You had a 710s down here, right? The 710s as being a number. Why'd you have that number?
Yeah, here I'll show you. So 4610 is weekly kickoff low. Where the 710s come from is the low of the candle bodies here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 or 4 candle bodies ended up right there. So this is all excess down below here. But I'm not playing it. I'm not jumping in front of a freight train here.
No. So 710s is the 610s. Where's the weekly kickoff? 610s or 710s?
610, right.
Yeah, 610. Okay.
But 710 is the bottoms of all these candle bodies here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. Price eventually rejected below 14,710.
Mm-hmm.
Will it this time? Only time will tell. Stay tuned to As the Market Turns.
As the market turns.
Sounds like a soap opera.
Yes. Our heroes, NASDAQ and mini S&Ps.
610.
Tilt 50-50 for those that...
Today's market's not going to find a bid, is it?
I don't...
I'm not putting one in.
Yeah.
Right?
If anything, maybe some late day profit taking. That's the only way I could see it, but yeah.
All right, so we got tilt running on the top saying not too much.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we call it tilt, guys, is only when it tilts over a really heavy direction.
Yep,
tilts really heavy direction, which is like a bias. That percent number right there, short, what is that? ES, short 49% right there, long 50%. That's a nothing. That's not tilting.
Even Steven.
Yeah, we didn't call it the even Steven indicator. We called it the tilt indicator. So when it tilts over like 80%, start watching. It's at the very top, Sujan. You can get the tilt by tuning in. Yeah. But we're going to be removing it from the top and probably just keeping your XFA. These are express funded account traders positions right here. So now you can see what some of these like funded traders are doing. You got Brock short 3 NASDAQ from the price of 846. Still, if you still short, is a hell of a short right there, up $8,300. These are all funded traders that are up. So we're sharing you guys this. And then the tilt's up here. The tilt will be embedded into something that you guys will have to log into and all if you're trading with Topstep.
Hey, guys, I got to jump off screen for about 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
All right, Andre.
I'll be right back.
You got it. So we're really just kind of even NASDAQ and S&P, no real tilt either direction here. It's kind of...
So, John, I lost money on my, was it yesterday? Yesterday I flew. Wednesday. I think it was like Did you see what I ended up the day on? I forget. It wasn't as bad. But I
think you lost about 800 that day.
Yeah, I made 2,200. So this week, probably with commissions and all that stuff, probably close to scratch. This is like the $2,200 that I made on Monday. I then couldn't find. The next day was a scratch day, but I traded enough that was probably a couple hundred in commissions and clearing fees. The following day was 800, so 810. So I don't know. Maybe I made a few $100.
Well, better than a kick in the ass.
Yeah, better than a kick in the ass. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because right before you go on vacation, and actually when you get back from vacation or traveling or whatever you want to do, it's always like a little, I don't know, I've never had great days before, and I've never had great days right after. You gotta be really in sync with the markets before you can really pull money out of the markets. And
well, I found sometimes that a drawdown causes a vacation.
Yeah,
I have had a drawdown cause a vacation. Correct. Yeah, one state of
Yeah.
Hey, JD, I covered. I'm out.
Did you get 7 handles out of that?
6.5. Yeah.
There you go.
The 10-year turned around on me, so I started panicking.
Getting nervous.
Yeah.
You up right now on the day? Are you guys?
I am 1 for 1.
What do you got?
Just up 300. One lots.
What are you, John?
I don't know. Let me check.
Maybe it's time to short the 10-year.
You guys got a week going? A positive week?
$29.
$29. Nice. Yeah, up a couple bucks.
2 losses and 1 win.
Right.
How about you, Michael? I know you're trading Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Monday 2,200, but then I gave away a couple hundred, 800. So probably only up about 600, if that.
Yeah.
After all that's said and done, we were just talking about going trading before you go traveling or vacating.
Yeah.
And then right when you come back, right when you come back, I'm always like not in tune. And right before I go, my head's already on the airplane.
Yeah, right. That's okay. So let's we're looking at back-to-back winning weeks. If we were to stop right now.
Yeah. I mean, it was like 8 or 10 grand the week before that. And this week.
That's padding the account.
That's why we always talk about averaging, because you get yourself into a good average. Then you don't have to, you're going to have winning and losing days. Losses are ordinary and necessary part of being a trader to get used to managing them and then being okay with them. So.
Well, while we're on the subject of hot streaks, you want to take a look at a few XFA traders?
JD.
Here we go. Steve Y. 22-day run. He's still on it.
Nice.
Boy.
Massimiliano, 22 days also. Graham T, 20 days. Jonathan, 19. Gabriel S, 13. Those are some nice streaks, huh?
So those are the new highs, right? These 21 was
22, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, 22 is a new high. I don't think we've ever had a 21.
That is
Yeah. So far we have 2 neck and neck with what? How do you say the Graham?
I was saying Graham.
Graham. Okay, cool. Yeah, we should use. I always try to use that pronunciation thing. Helps me out. But Graham is right on their heels. So we got and then you also had Jonathan, 19, 20, and 22.
It's a 3 or 4 horse race right now. Pretty good.
4 horse race right now, right?
4 horse race. Yep. Jonathan's like, I'm coming. We coming.
Right. We coming.
We coming.
Oh, we here, Andre.
We here. Okay.
You see, doesn't he get trademarking all his lines? I mean,
oh yeah, dude. SNL did a skit on him last weekend. Yeah, they're goofing on him
about his one-liners, and then
they were having some fun. Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Tilt has been 50-50 for pretty much the session.
Whole time.
Yeah. But we got volume dwindling or starting to taper off here as the day goes on. Let's break. So is this a quiet market? Are we selling a quiet market right now?
No.
Okay.
Right now, it is a directional market.
It is
It's a directional market, yes.
All right. All right, let's find a little bit here. We'll see if it wants to turn around.
Hey, anybody who they said that the People's Champ said that it's legendary. Anybody get that clip of that Deion Sanders one? I'd love to see it. Toss it in here.
Which one of the SNL?
Yeah, I'm sure YouTube would love sharing YouTube clips and type.
That SNL is legendary. It was pretty funny. I've been short since '73.
Yeah, Paul, we had a bunch of scammers hitting us. We knew that day. It was like, this is odd. This is definitely odd. You guys talk about that at all? Yeah.
Yeah, we did, and so now we're gonna take a bit of a pause to reconsider. So we have to.
Yeah. I mean, if you're somebody in there, and I'm sorry that we all have to suffer from this, but somebody, I don't know. If it was North Korea or something, what do they always say? There's hackers out of there.
Yeah, they could be from anywhere, Michael.
I know that they were from my hometown of Gretna, Nebraska. Nobody even had a computer.
No, they would subscribe one subscriber at a time. But yes.
Yeah, that would be nice. So now somebody did some magic, and then YouTube goes, nope.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they actually took more away from us because we were hiring before that day. So
yeah, it stinks, man. Stinks for us, stinks for everybody. So this is so now we're just talking hardcore trading, hardcore markets, and it's good to see our core people are here to let's talk markets, let's trade.
It was like it was over 37.5 yesterday. Now it's 36.3. I was like, what the heck happened?
Mm-hmm.
Did we get lost?
Well, Andrew says it's the core folks. We have 2,000 some odd people that are here. We're all learning from each other. I know I like to get you guys questions. Let's get a poll in here too. Understand from everybody here. Get a good feel. Are you up on the week or down on the week? And if you're plus or minus 500 on the week, if you're minus 500 on the week,
a little tighter.
A little tighter. Look, a couple hundred on the week.
Yeah.
Scratch. You're gonna call that a scratch?
Well, just to be more inclusive, but yeah. Go on. It's your poll question.
Well, no, that's what I say. Yeah, it's a winning day. You're up on the week is considered a scratch day or better. Do you have a winning week or a losing week?
I like that.
Do you have a winning week or losing week? Winning week is a scratch week. Everybody, poll. You guys don't have to put it in here. Okay, but up.
I think I'm pretty much scratch.
I am looking at Sam up.
I'm having trouble getting off of first base.
Yeah, I'd call my week definitely a W, but like a scratch week. We got a poll. There you go. All right. Are you winning? Are you a winning week or a losing week?
There you go.
Let's see those winners. But hey, not all weeks are. Hey, thanks for the honesty. If you're having a losing week, appreciate the honesty. It gives us clarity.
You got to be honest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. You got to be honest. And Andre taught me that in golf. Even if you guys suck at golf, i.e. me, you got to keep your score legit. None of this, just hit it for where it's at, count it for what it is, and then play the game for what it gave you, and
if you shoot 110 in golf, you shot 110 in golf. There's room for improvement.
I'd be happy with that.
Some days I am too, man.
Right.
So 50-50 tilt. All right, we've got equities catching a bit of a bid here. Tilt showing 50.
Right, so,
stop. Go ahead, Michael.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I'd say your internet connection's coming in real nice. Are you wireless?
I am wireless.
Wow, cool. This is a little experiment. This is good to know.
It's not the most fun, but having not your own. This isn't comfortable.
66 even low volume node in the S&Ps.
Nice short. That.
Both threes or tens.
Anything in
one of those 710s, John, will be a good sell the tip, sell the rip.
710s. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of in the middle of a. There's your low volume node right there, 615, 715.
We're at it right now, right?
Yep.
Something's ripping.
And S&Ps took out that low volume node. The next one is up higher. It's 70, 75, 73 orders.
Cool. Okay. So when we get up to a low volume node, John, are you just looking to jump in at that price, or are you looking to see how the market reacts to that price?
I want price to hold below it.
Hold below it. Gotcha.
On a downside move.
Right on. Cool.
Right.
All right. Looking for the same.
Right. Yeah.
So popped up the 710s, and it's at the 712s right now. I got in and the guy got out, and because I wanted to talk to you first. I did. I got literally in and out. I'm like, well, hold on. Let me talk to John first. So John, 14 710s. You had it as a level on the way down. It went through it.
Right.
Now it's on the way back up. I'm drawing
Correct.
pictures on my notes. 610s weekly kickoff low.
Correct.
Haven't caught a bid all day long. The markets haven't.
Nope.
I don't know. I mean, is this a low risk play or no?
Well, here, here's that low volume node. We just talked about that 15, right? 15, 16.
Yeah. What do you got
But
above
the problem is it's a long way to your next high volume node.
Uh-huh. How long? Where's that back up at?
Well, I would be looking at 31, 33 probably on the other side of this one. Now, remember, this is very short time frame information. It's as dependable as it is.
And the fact that it's hanging out here at the 610s, the 615s, it's firming up a little bit, tells me that there's shorts that are in here that could get a little spooked out on this little pop.
Spooky, yeah. And remember, 710 is where those candle body lows on the daily chart are. Mm-hmm. And that's gonna be tough to get. That's gonna be tough to get through.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, the shorts are gonna start feeling it a little bit.
You got a little heavy in the NASDAQ, 62%. It's not too much. 711s are the 711s. So the 710s are where the longs got long from. Average price of the shorts, 722. It's right here, right now, right here.
Just to update the poll from 4 minutes ago. We've got 54% having 53% having a losing week, 47 having a winning week.
There you go.
It wasn't the easiest week to trade.
Right?
Welcome to trading, guys. You're going to see that stat all the effing time, half and half. You're going to see it so much, half and half. And that's why it's so, and then you hear the failure rate, 97.56% of people fail the business. There is winners and losers every single day, winners and losers every single day. And then it's about lasting in this business.
That's right.
Start growing in this business. Winners, losers every day, whether you're taking winners and losers or whether we're going to do a poll showing winners, losers, or whether you're going to see a bias of 50-50, boom, 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 boom. It's about working to be yourself on the longevity game, right?
That's right. That's right. You don't ask people how much money they've made over the course of their career. You ask them how long they've been doing it. That tells you everything you need to know.
Yep.
And typically the best traders I've talked to and been around, they always talk about their biggest losing days and biggest losing trades and never talk about their biggest winning days for whatever reason. That's another reason that I was attracted to this profession. The guy that hired me, the boss, a very nice, fancy, exotic car pulled up next to us in the parking lot or at the intersection on the way back home. He'd give me a ride to and from work. And it was like a Ferrari or something. Like, damn, that's a nice car. He's like, what do those cost? I'm like, it's about $150. He goes, I just lost that in the last 15 minutes of the trade. And I looked at him and I go, you got to be kidding me. And he's still taking us to lunch and buying us lunch. I'm like, damn, if this guy can survive that, like, all right, this is for real. So they talk about their losers and not their winners.
Yeah. Got to be a futures survivor.
You have to be a survivor because a survivor is also somebody that over time has pulled money out of the markets.
Absolutely.
When you hear that, you're like, well, what does that mean? How many have you? I know because in my history, like when I first started, I gave deposit after deposit after deposit to brokerages. Deposit. I rarely ever called to take a withdrawal. Hey, I'd like to pay myself.
Right.
Brokerage firm XYZ. I'd like to take 10 grand out. No.
Why didn't you, Patak, why didn't you want to pay yourself? Or did you just not know that was a strategy?
I wasn't a consistently profitable trader. So you're going through these big swings. And then you got to get yourself to where you get like consistently profitable. And to get consistently profitable, you got to move your profit expectations down.
That's
now,
right.
You're going to be consistently profitable at $100 a day. Yeah, that. But when I first started the game, I'm like, I need to do $1 million a year. $1 million a year comes out to be 20 a week. 20 a week comes out to be 4 day. Oh, geez, 4.
The trader math.
Yeah. Yeah, then you're back into the lifestyle you want, but you haven't even. It's like me saying, I want to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, but like, dude, there's a get there plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how are you going to get there? So pulling money out of the markets, and then finally, my last time I ever put money in the markets was $5,000, and I was supposed to put 10 in there when I opened up with Cunningham. And this is after the trading floor. Like the trading floor, I got not the trading floor, the prop firm. So I got the prop firm, put money aside, and then right when I got the prop firm, I went up, bought a seat on the. You guys were talking about buying seats. I bought a seat on the Dow, an item, a Dow, so I could trade the Dow.
Items. Yeah.
And then I didn't want to put all my money in the markets, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to put $5,000. That's all I need. I was making money as a prop trader, but now I'm a local. Now I'm trading my own money. So I bought a seat. Got the trading jacket, got everything, and put $5,000 into Cunningham commodities. And Bill Cunningham goes, Michael, you need to put 10 in there. I'm like, well, I'm going to start with 5. He's like, okay, just put 10. Just put another 5 in there in a few weeks. Okay, cool. Instantly, I went from 5 to minus 4,000.
Hello.
Oh my god! And I just came off the prop.
And Bill was like, I told you needed 10.
So he saw me in the hallway. He's like, we need to try to get that account up. And this is a clearing firm, guys. I'm not even backed by this guy. This is how cool he is. Bill, I'll give you a ton of credit for giving me a chance. I went home. I had a coming to Jesus conversation with my dad, and Bill had just told me, you got to get my account up. I never put money in the account because he's like, put money in the account. I never did. I traded it out that week. I got it above, and I never looked back.
Hell yeah.
I never put money in. And that was, I was 25. Never put money in the markets ever again. Never put money in markets ever again. I had to lose $90,000 before all that, but then at the age of 25, never put money in the markets, and I would take checks every month. I'd go in there. I'd always leave 10 grand in my account. I could trade 100 lot and still have a 10 grand in my account. And I get my account up to like maybe at the end of the month is at 30, and I'd take 20 out. Maybe at the end of the month it was at 50, and I'd take 40 out. Maybe at the end of the month it was at 30, and I'd take 20 out. You know, I do this, and every month, $20,000 check, $10,000 check, $40,000 check, $50,000 check, and I'd always be around those until the point where I had it all in my bank account, and then I just wrote one check and one paid off my condo.
That's right.
So, and that was like $300,000 condo, and then like I started doing these things. And I never put money in the markets ever again. It was the best feeling in the world. So that's the point of like us as traders. You're going to see this 50-50. People gave money to the markets, people that took money to the markets, people that gave, people that took. We just did the pool.
Right.
So we see it all the time. When Tap on the Shoulder comes on here, I'm going to cut out and go to breakfast here, but Tap on the Shoulder comes on here, ask them the risk management board behind them.
Yep.
They'll have it filtered to green. Tell them to hit the top button, filter it to red. Yeah, just as many reds, not always, because sometimes like we had a lot more greens on the screen than we did reds, or vice versa. The market giveth and the market taketh away. Our job is to always be here to learn from the markets and to keep pushing ourselves forward. So whatever we do today doesn't keep us from trading tomorrow. That's that always trade for tomorrow line we always say. But to me, that's a longevity game. It's a hell of a ride, isn't it, boys?
No, man, nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
No, it's a blast. That's why F stocks, F options. You come with futures traders, and it's just like it's pro ball. It's just like everybody's over here trying to figure it out, doing their notes on their hotel post-it note thing, and talking to their trading buddies that we're doing in here, having a chat room full of folks that are actually passionate, not this $4,000 hacker farm.
Yeah, I know. What good is that?
We got real traders in here.
Yeah, real traders want to watch real markets talk shop, and
talk shop.
Hey, quick shout out to Tori Trade. Saw she's in the chat. By the way, that you guys' conversation on Monday was awesome. By the way, I hope the audience really found that.
Oh yeah, Tori had a blast with you.
She's in here. So yeah, shout out to her. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, that was awesome watching you guys. You guys get after.
We want to get you on a fast market on here where breeze. We're going to ask you to trade though too. You don't have to. Like right now, it's like, hey, Johnny, put a position on quickly. Somebody's yelling at you in the chat room to put a position on.
Dude, they do. They bark orders at us. Dude, like, put a trade on, dude. Put a trade.
The ones that, the ones that drop in here. And you ever been at a casino floor in like in Vegas where you're playing at the roulette table and somebody just walks by, put it on red or black and moves on? Just want the action. Yeah.
Yep. So that ain't, I mean, is Tori recorded? Yes, I believe it is recorded. Check our Monday Monday show on our YouTube channel, PBJ. Mm-hmm. It's definitely on there. It's probably about, check around the 3 hour mark, I'll say. That's when it will begin.
Or just forward until you see Tori on there. Because
I think it's around the 3 hour mark it starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sweet. What are you getting for, someone wants to know, for your breakfast, do you get sweet or savory breakfast, Michael?
Oh man, I do smorgasbord, dude.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, there's a point in my life where I learned when you look at a menu, it's not should I get this or that?
And you hit me with that last. Damn.
Yeah. There's some little splurge that I like to do, my wife and I, and it's just like people will go to us like, "You sure you want to order that much?" I'm like, "Yes, we want to order that much." And it's our way of us dabbling. We don't waste. We have kids. We take it home and they train wreck it.
That was the mantra of my dad when we go to restaurants. Luckily, he said you can order wherever you want on the menu. Just got to eat it. So you know what? That's fair enough. That's a good deal.
We're big take homers.
yeah, for sure. But you're not throwing it out.
Yeah, no.
When I look at a menu, I say, okay. One of each.
So, all right. Well, Tilt has been, stop me if you've heard this before, but Tilt is at 50-50. I hope everyone's kind of trying to ingrain it into their routine to check it out along the top, the scroll there.
John, 23.5 is what it went up to. So we were talking about the 710s. We were talking about 710s and it went up to the 715s. And then it went up to 722-ish. Yep. And now it's pulled all the way back.
That was the bigger risk that we were kind of avoiding there. But now it's right back down below that 710 level.
We can't hold a bid, guys. This is what's called, what does it mean you can't hold a bid, John?
Can't hold a bid. 10-year treasuries are starting to retreat a little bit too. Just a heads up. We're under 4.9% right now.
So that should what?
You think it'd be a little bit bullish for equities? You would think, but there's no, like you said, we can't catch a bid. So I don't know if the correlation's still there, if the relationship's still trading, but just something to keep an eye on.
Yep.
We're trying to give
all right. So that we were just talking about the 710 guys. So that was, and we're talking about it's been falling, not getting in the way of it falling. I talked about selling a tip. I missed it. I did sell 13s and covered 13s, and then I said I wanted to talk to John. So I missed my trade. It would have been a 10 handle. I would have had 20 handle stopping it. That would have been a winner for me, but I am okay missing a trade because I wanted to get out of the trade because I didn't talk to my trading buddy John before I put myself in the trade.
Andre, look at the low in the S&Ps, 42.59.5. 42.60 is the
man, dude. My man.
Anywhere in this 20 handle range here, we're looking for some sort of a bottom. But far, that 60 level is held. I don't think it's going to, but I'm not about to step in front of this. I mean, we're one time framing lower.
Yeah, but that was a target. I mean, damn, dog. That's what's up on a Friday, too. Come on.
Right?
Come on. Let's go.
This is a directional trade day. So John, again, selling tips, selling rips, when you get them, seem to be okay.
Yeah, it's finding the right spots there, right? I mean, and that's what on directional days, the volume profile is the thing. You trade against the low volume notes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I love that. It's been a hell of a strategy this week. It's been hitting this week for sure.
I think it's been helping a lot of people. I mean, that
100%.
That group coaching on Wednesday that we kind of encapsulated, put on YouTube.
Yep.
A lot of people have watched it. The comments have been like, "Oh my God, I had no idea." You know, it's a game changer. It can be.
Yep.
The volume profile and the market profile. I mean, you know,
at
least it keeps you out of trouble.
It keeps you. I mean, help me. Hey, you got any more sessions like that in the pipeline?
We're probably going to go into a little bit deeper of a market profile information and the auction process the next time. Probably a couple of weeks, we'll probably do that.
Sweet.
Well, we've got a few ideas for some group coachings that we can put on the YouTube channel separately from the session, and we'll be getting them. We'll be getting them.
Absolutely. That's awesome. So right now we're kind of trading sideways a little bit. Michael, you thinking about doing anything or just watching?
Right now he's having connection problems.
Oh, he is. Hey, you don't need to go get your breakfast, man. You've done enough. We appreciate you coming in. You're on holiday and you still just can't get enough of Topstep TV. That's pretty dope. Pretty dope.
I got to tell you, when I was off for that few days when I was in Florida, I was watching, and I just thought it was, I thought it was really good. I thought it was sticky. You guys were having fun. It was, hopefully everybody enjoys it. That's the idea, is a little fellowship, a little fun, a little friendship, and getting some trades. Absolutely. Yes. I remember when I was away as well, you tune in and watching it strictly as a viewer gives you a different perspective to see what the other audience and viewers are watching, and what it's like on the other side of the camera, if you will. But yeah, it's been great. But yeah, dude, Patak, you don't need to come back, man. You've been great. Unless you're itching to put a trade on, go get some breakfast and enjoy. Yeah.
If you're listening, I know we got some good stuff coming. We got shoulder tap coming up. I believe Kyle is going to be joining. I hope I didn't blow a surprise there. Okay, I didn't know if that was a surprise. And,
he's getting queued up right now. Kyle, big winner this week.
Ooh, oh, that's going to be sweet to watch. Like I said, guys, we have about 40 minutes left of the show today. It's a Friday. It's a take profit and go home Friday, or cut your losses early and enjoy the weekend. Like we always talk about on Fridays, make sure you guys disconnect and recharge the batteries over this weekend. What's happened this week has happened. As long as your account is live and active, we can always make it back starting on Sunday, reopen. We'll be back here all week next week. So, it's important, just as important as we trade every day. The screen time is just as important to get away from it. Spend out time outside, friends, family, whatever, away from the screen.
And it's also important to be kind.
100%. Kindness is karma. Karma comes back tenfold.
To yourself, to others, to everybody. All
right, guys. We are going to take a short break, and we will be back with a special shoulder tap segment. So we'll see you in a few minutes.
Yeah, we're looking forward to this.
Cool.
Welcome to the shoulder tap section of today's broadcast. If you will, we have a very special guest with us. We were talking about him a lot this week. We have Kyle. How you doing, Kyle?
So guys, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you're a very calm guy for having such a big week. So Kyle is actually from Chicago. He's a Chicago guy. He has been trading for 3 years. He's been with Topstep only since July 15th of this year, trading futures now after previously only trading options. We have a lot of folks that have moved over from options to futures. He enjoys gaming, snowboarding, and Muay Thai. Did I pronounce that correctly, Kyle? Muay Thai?
Yeah, sure.
All right. And as of the end of the day yesterday, Kyle's live funded account balance was $66,712. Winning trades of 99%. So he's got 299 out of 301 trades were winners. 10 trading days recorded in the live funded account with a single day P&L. That was this week. I think it was probably on Tuesday or Wednesday. 60 grand, $6,595.36 on, that was this week on October 17th. Welcome, Kyle. How does it you stay so calm after a day like that?
This is not my biggest winner ever. Options were a lot more wild than futures, but it is my biggest winner on futures. So, I mean, I'm pretty excited about it. Just staying calm is key to trading, right? I mean, at one point, I think I went like negative like 5 or 10 grand. I already had some profit because of stop losses at 3K. But, I just sat there, analyzed the charts, watch the levels, and just staying calm. You know what I mean? Don't panic sell, stuff like that. I mean, I think it's key. So I try to be calm always.
Nice. Well, I know you've had the opportunity to talk to our risk manager, Mick. Now you're going to meet him face to face. Get Mick in here. What's going on, Mick? Here comes the mustache. Huh?
I probably give this guy a heart attack every day.
Yeah, he'll be here in 1 second. He's getting defibrillated right now. There he is.
Kyle, what's up?
How you doing, Mick?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Not too bad, dude. Not too bad.
Thanks for coming on. Happy to have you. You've been the center of a lot of attention here at Topstep internally, and especially here in the trophy room where the risk team operates out of, in the Board of Trade building, cheering you on, high-fiving each other, a lot of yeah, $60,000+ in a single day. Really awesome. Curious, what's that big number you had on the options that was larger than that?
So I had a few 6-figure days. My best day ever was 240K.
Damn.
But hold on, I didn't close with that because I didn't have my risk managers calling me. So I ended up YOLOing in, full port again with like 20 minutes left on the day on a 0-day expiration SPX contracts, and I went from 240K profit to minus 79K. Like, so that 240K minus 79K extra. So like I was down 320 something K.
Oh.
And then it shot right back up to positive 179K. And this was all like super fast because it was just, end of the day and SPX. It was just a wild day.
Shit, I'm feeling weak in the knees right now hearing about that.
Me too.
Dude, I have a video of it on my Instagram, like a recording, and I almost had a panic attack.
Yeah.
And I was in the middle of an allergy attack. So in the video, you'll see like tissues everywhere and stuff. It wasn't what you think. It was allergies.
Oh my God. It sounds like a horror story ahead of Halloween.
Would have been crying.
Yeah. I used to be a little bit of a maniac, but yeah, I mean, I try to settle down a little bit now, but not really because, I prefer making a lot of money in one day than, little bits every day. If I make 10 grand in a day, then, I'll walk away. But if I make like 2 grand in a day, I'm just not happy. You know what I mean? And the way I look at it is it saves time, right? So if I made 60K in one day and I had 2 weeks of losing 3K, I'm still up a bunch of time because, as soon as I hit the daily loss limit, I'm done trading, right? I just walk away.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't hit that daily loss limit, I don't have my 10K profit per day, at least 10K, then, I'm sitting there and I'm working, I'm grinding. That specific day, I only wanted 50K profit, right? So everything above 50K was just gravy. And, I could have made 80K if I kept on taking profit, like at the peak there of the day, and then at the low of the day. But the way I look at it is, I already had my profit target, so anything else was just, extra.
So, and I know when you were riding out that short position, you were short 15 at the very end of the day. I was in the middle of some stuff and I was, shouting and throwing things over at Brett. I'm like, get him on the horn, get him on the horn. What's he doing? What's his plan? I saw where he had a stop in. And I was kind of shouting to Brett. I know Hoke said, you and I had spoken previously. We haven't. This is the first time, this face-to-face that we've spoken. He was on the phone with Brett, and I was like, well, Brett, what's he doing? He's got 15 on. Like, we're coming into the last hour of the trading. I was like, is he going to peel any off? Is he going to move his stop? So that was kind of an exciting. I like a little bit of that, like, chaos and fast pace. It reminds me of the floor from years ago. So I have a question for you. You said your profit target was 50K. Is that kind of how you frame out your trading days for these days? Do you have a P&L in mind that you want to make, or are you kind of looking at the markets and seeing what price levels we may go to, or are you kind of trading more of a trading your P&L than trading the markets, if that makes any sense? I want to know for myself, but then I think for our viewers out there, it'd be really exciting to hear the thought process around someone who is, putting up days of 60,000 or more, or open trade equity in the options of $250,000. So can you walk us through that?
No, so I don't trade based on P&L, but I do have profit target every day. but it is based on, you know, market conditions, price levels. That's one of the main things I look at, right? It's price levels. And if it's like a choppy day and, you know, I'm only up like $2,000 or something like that, I'll probably just stop, because it's just not fun. You know what I mean? When it's just choppy as hell, it's like, it takes too much focus and energy, and like I still got to do other stuff in the day. You know what I mean? So, I mean, those are like the few days where I'll stop trading with like $2,000. Besides that, I do have a profit target of at least $10,000 per day. You know, depending on the market, you know, profit targets go up. Like that day, it was clear. I knew it was going to be one of those Nike checkmark days, because we just had some criminal pumps. You know what I mean? Just lately, just criminal. And then the dumps, right? So I kind of saw what kind of day it was going to be, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to sit here and ride this out. Then when I was up like about 20K-ish, I was like, you know what? Like, today's the day I'm going to make a shitload of money. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of like, because, you know, once you're trading for this long, you can kind of tell, like, you know, halfway through the day, a few hours in, you're like, okay, it's going to be this type of day.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. It's kind of like, you know, hey, I got the tiger by the tail today.
Yeah, well, at least you could, you know, it's a game of probability and risk management, right? So, I mean, is it going to be, you know, is it a 70% chance it's going to be like this today, or you know what I mean? But I was still, you know, scalping like on the big jumps. Like I have another video on my Instagram how I was, you know, unloading 5 contracts. I don't know if you guys saw that and we're proud, but yeah, I did unload like 5 contracts on a giant jump, and then when it dipped back down, I bought 5 more. You know, so I like risk management and just like, yeah, like just in case it wasn't going to be that kind of day like it was, like I had in my head, you know, I tried to unload a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really like that, and I think that's an interesting topic that you bring up. I would kind of call that working a core position. You know, you mentioned you were trading 15 lots, you unloaded 5 on a spike. Pay yourself, take risk off the table. You get an opportunity to get that 5, you know, add 5 back on, boom, put it back on. Now you're in 15 again. And I really like that. And that's something that I think for a lot of newer traders, it's a concept that's not exactly understood well. You can kind of get the concept, but actually executing it's a whole different thing. And this is kind of working a core position. Hey, I want to be long today. Today's a buy day for me. I'm going to slap my size on, or I'm going to add to my, you know, my max position size, or add to a good position size. And then, you know, if I get a nice impulse in one direction, I'll peel some off, but doesn't mean that I have lost lost sight of my long side bias, where I could go then, hey, I'll put that 5 back on. So I really like that. One thing I want to talk about is the money management that you just brought up. For someone who's looking to take big bites out of the market, 60,000 trading 15 contracts, or, you know, a profit target of 10,000 in a day. Traders have heard me hear it before, or heard me say it before, excuse me. It's like, it's pretty easy to make or lose $1,000 during a day trading one contract. So, you know, multiply that by 15, $10,000 is not an unrealistic profit target for the day. Can come and go very quickly. I sadly have a couple stories of 5 figures going from some of our live traders and express funded account traders from today. I've got a couple horror stories, but I really like that. And for all the traders out there, you know, Kyle, for someone who can put up $10,000, $60,000 in a day, you still got that $3,000 daily loss limit to protect you, where you can afford to bump up against that multiple days in a row. Like you started off saying, you're like, I don't mind if I hit my $3,000 daily loss limit, you know, X amount of days in a row, because I know on those winning days I'll take out that much. And we've seen you bump up against it. I remember overhearing your conversation with Brett.
I do it often.
Sorry, what was that?
I do bump up against it often.
Yeah.
Especially today. I already hit the loss limit, so I'm done trading.
Oh, I saw it. I come in every morning, and there's two of our traders that my eyes go to first thing. I can't wait to see what you're doing, and I can't wait to see what Hugh out of France is doing, because you guys are some big money makers. So that's always an exciting part of my day. Come in with my coffee. What's Kyle doing? What's you doing?
Pre-market. Oh, sorry. I've been messing around in pre-market a lot, trying to test new stuff, and it hasn't been going too hot. So.
All right, well, that's what the practice account's for. Don't test things with your real money.
That's the only way to know if it'll truly work. You know what I mean? Because the practice account, I'm not.
Do it on one lots. Do it on two lots. Do it on small size. If you're going to be testing, and this is for you, Kyle. This is for all the traders out there. If you're testing new things, limit your risk while you're doing it. Just because you're a 15-lot trader trading your normal session times or your normal strategies, if you're testing new stuff, you have no business. You too, Kyle. You've got no business doing it with size.
My risk limit is $3,000, Nick. I'm just kidding. You're right.
Well, when it comes to testing, I remember when I started trading, my dad had been one of my early mentors, and he's been in the business for a long, long time, just like Hogue. I think surprisingly, he's actually got some years on Hogue. But I remember telling him, I put a trade on. He goes, "Why'd you do that?" And I was like, "I was just taking a shot." Crack right in the back of the head. He's like, "You don't take shots in trading." He's like, "You frame things out and have a good reason for doing it." So after that, I kind of stopped taking shots. It was a nice, gentle crack, by the way. No abuse or anything like that.
That's good. I've taken a few of those cracks myself.
Self-inflicted, or do you have someone that do you have a trading buddy? Do you have a mentor? Is there anybody that you've worked on your progression and education and experience with in the business?
Yeah, I bought a bunch of courses. I'm in a few groups. I tend not to listen to anyone else because I just prefer to go with my own instinct. And I'm on this world trip right now. I'm going I went to Bali, Thailand. I'm in Poland right now.
Yeah, I heard you were going to be in Poland for an undisclosed amount of time, which I was a little envious about.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't plan on going back to the U.S. for quite some time, but we'll see what happens. But I'm trying to get in touch with my intuition because I feel like that plays a huge role. We'll see some movement in the market, giant momentum, and the market is trying to make you lose money. It wants to take your money. So you got to use your intuition and a little bit of psychology to determine, is this a fake out? You know what I mean? Because, we'll get a giant spike up and then crash right down, break the levels, break all the support below, and just completely annihilate someone's portfolio. That's happened to me before. I've lost, 100 G's in one day because, that giant spike. I was like, oh, it's a bull trend. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I jump in, then, they just want to take your money. So, I like to think that, intuition, market psychology, and then market sentiment are one of the most important things, especially if you want to make a lot of money in one day. You're not going to make a lot of money in chop. You got to yeah.
I'm with you. Some people like the range bound trading or the chop, and I like you. I'd rather call it a day if I don't see that. I like catching a piece of the trend for the day. I like breakouts. I like the market moving where I can trade small, much smaller than you, and catch a piece of the trend. That's where I've found success. I have a question, and for you, Kyle. And again, this is for our viewers. I think it's something interesting because I'm sure everybody out here watching and listening to you is probably thinking about, hey, making that kind of money or having that kind of open trade equity is somewhere that they want to be someday. So for someone like yourself, who's a big swinger, who takes big risk, can receive big rewards, what is your long-term outlook for being a participant, a speculator in this business? And do you have any concerns over, with the amount of risk you take, potentially putting yourself in a bad position and a bad financial position where you might, be putting your career in this business at risk. Is that something you think about? Is that something you've ever had any run-ins with? Kind of like what's your stance on longevity in this business, being a large risk taker that you are?
Yeah, I mean, I've been trading for 3 years. Still not knocked out yet, right?
That's a good track record too, by the way. That's not a short career in futures trading.
Well, in futures trading, I've only been trading for since July. Like I never traded futures before this. Before I came with you guys, I did a little bit of trade of eight trading, but I think it was around the same time I started with you guys. But yeah, as for my career, if I get on like a bad streak, like I'm talking like 2-3 weeks of just everyday losses, I'll stop for a little bit. You know what I mean? Kind of regain mental clarity, because if I'm losing nonstop for like 2 to 3 weeks every single day, then there's something wrong with my head. You know what I mean? Which has happened to me before. I broke up with my girlfriend a while back, and for 3 straight weeks, I was just losing thousands and thousands and like hundreds of thousands of dollars actually. And, I took a break, got back into it, and, I'm still up quite a bit on the year. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's not like I'm just YOLOing every trade all the time. You know what I mean? But I am trying to, make real money. Like I own a few companies, right? So it's not like I'm hurting for money. This is like my Lambo and Bugatti money. You know what I mean? So I want to go big or go home. You know what I mean? If I'm going to spend time on something, it needs to pay me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or I'll take a $3,000 loss. You know what I mean? But if it does get out of hand, I'll cut myself off. And it's not like I YOLO all the time. Like there's days where I see something happen, and I'm like, okay, I got to go heavy here, right? But generally, like a market open, I'm not just gonna I've done it before, but I'm not just gonna YOLO 15 lots right away. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Maybe like.
And I'll add, and I know this is where you're coming from, like there's a big difference between someone who's comfortable taking a large amount of risk versus YOLO. The YOLO is gambling. I'm either going to blow out or.
I shouldn't even have said that.
What's that?
I shouldn't even said YOLO. It's not like, yeah.
Well, I'm trying to tell the viewers I know you're not YOLOing, and you're kind of framing out how you're not doing that. You can be a big risk taker like Kyle without YOLOing. Again, like. He's putting up big numbers on his winning days and limiting it to 3,000, which is with three grand's a lot of money, but all things considered, it's a small percentage of what you're able to take out in the markets. So the money management is there.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day when I first started, I would YOLO all the time because I was clueless. I didn't know about price levels. I didn't know about, now I watch Delta and stuff like that. I never used to do that. It's a skill, and it takes a lot of experience. And unfortunately, when I started, it wasn't paper trading. I wish I did, and I lost money for 2-3 years straight. You know what I mean? Pretty much all the time. And then I finally dialed it in maybe a year ago now.
That's usually what it takes. It's usually what it takes. If you're, for people that get into this business, you can understand and you hear about, how much money could be made when you're trading leveraged derivatives like futures. So the idea for making all this money is there. The dream of making all this money is there. And only when you get started, you learn from losses, really mistakes on how, hey, we can't just go slap things on. We need to really manage the money. And it seems like you've got a good grasp and concept of that. And it's probably something I know at least for myself, it's kind of like a never-ending journey where you're always working on, learning more about yourself as you adjust what risk you might be willing to take. It's kind of something that's ever evolving, and you never really find the magic potion. Would you agree with that, or do you feel differently?
No, I think every loss is a lesson, 1,000%. And, you know, if you do take a loss on the day, there's a reason for it. What did you do wrong? Pull out a journal and write about it. Like, this is what I was thinking. This is what happened. This is what the charts look like. And where did I go wrong? You know what I mean? You got to do that kind of stuff. Otherwise, you're going to be in a never-ending cycle of just losses and losses and losses.
Yeah.
And as for like risk management and stuff like that, it might sound like I YOLO or like I jump into like 10, 15 contracts always. It's not like that. Sometimes I'll start out with 1. Sometimes I'll start out with 3. Sometimes I like to just hold 5 and just, you know, get a cushion before I could, you know, actually go heavy. Or sometimes I like to just hold 5 contracts or, you know, just trade 5 contracts the whole day. You know what I mean? This goes back to like intuition and stuff like that. Like, what are you thinking? How are you feeling? And how are you performing? You know, you got to analyze yourself and how like your thoughts are, or like your positions are responding to the market. Are you being wrong most of the time today? So maybe you should scale back. You know what I mean? Oh. Are you mostly right today? Maybe you should add on. Maybe. You know what I mean? I like a lot of risk. I'm a big risk taker. I own multiple companies. That's my livelihood. You know what I mean? That's how I've always been. But it's not for everyone. Sometimes it's better just to, you know, buy 1 contract.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. You know what I mean? And just trade with that.
Definitely. I think I'm really happy you brought that up, because I've mentioned something along those lines a couple times over the last several weeks, and I want our traders to hear that from someone who does take big risk, and that's specifically, he's not always trading his max position size. Depending on the market environment, I'm sure his mood or his emotions potentially, someone who can take a lot of money out of the markets, will still go and trade 1s, 2s, and 5s. And I'm sure it's all situationally based. So I think that's something that's good for our viewers to hear, because I think a lot of people, you know, that as they increase their size and their standard unit sizing goes up, they think that they burned the bridge behind them and that they're forever if I'm a 20 lot trader, I'm forever a 20 lot trader. No, you've got to still be flexible. And, you know, when the time warrants it, scale down a little bit.
Exactly. Otherwise, you're going to pay the price. It's happened to me so many times.
That's right. That's right.
And it's a hard lesson to learn. I mean, even, you know, like emotional hijack is a real thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just lose all sense of reasoning and just, your emotions get the best out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the main things in trading, I think, is controlling your emotions and analyzing your thoughts. You know
it's a massive part of it. And I know Hogue, who's got, you know, collectively between the two of us, you know, double the time in the business, he'd probably agree with that too. Would you, Hogue?
Oh, for sure. Emotions are, you know, we were just talking about this earlier. I mean, there's kind of 2 schools of thought when it comes to emotion. You either have to control them or you have to learn from them. Mm-hmm. I prefer to learn from them. You know, your ideas and thoughts about, you know, what's an intuition and what's an impulse. You know, that's something that we're always working on as traders. Here's a little bit of advice for you, Kyle, and you're doing fine. You don't need my advice at this point, but to kind of gain a perspective over what's intuition over impulse. Intuitions whisper to me, impulses yell at me.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I'm just picking up what I can pick up here, Kyle. I mean, it's been a long time since I've had a $60,000 winning day. You know, it's I'm much more conservative now. I mean, I don't really need to swing for the fences like that, but it sure would be nice to hit one once in a while. I really appreciate everything you're saying here, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Hogue. Yeah, I mean, trading like this kind of makes you lose your hair and stuff like that. As I can see, if you used to do that, you lost a little.
I've lost most of it already.
but listen. Since I started trading in my businesses and stuff like that, I lost quite a bit of hair too. I actually went to Turkey and got a hair transplant. So
I hear that's a spot to do
hair
it.
from the back of my head.
You look very nice and thick up there. Nice and thick. If you're making 60 grand in a day, you can afford that. I know every time I go to the dentist, I was just there a couple of weeks ago. They're like, "Are you grinding your teeth?" I'm like, "I don't grind my teeth." I was like, when I was 20 years old, and I was taking risk for myself full time. I was like, I used to clench my teeth a lot, and no, I don't grind my teeth anymore. But they ask me every time because I wore them down a little bit.
Yeah.
Stress.
Do that to you.
Yeah, it can be stressful, and that's why I'm very comfortable trading smaller now, higher time frame, trade smaller. I'm not trying to, take a bunch of money out of the markets, but I never had the risk appetite that Kyle does. So I always like hearing about how people deal with that risk, assuming of large risk. It's a pretty cool thing. I've been around a lot of people that are super cool, calm, and collected when they've got a lot of stuff on, and I always have mad respect for those people. It's a hard thing to do, probably something that takes quite a bit of growing into to be comfortable with.
And not everybody is built to be a 100-lot trader or a 20-lot trader or a 15-lot trader. Some people, we know, I've known a lot of people who have made a lot of money trading 5 lots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kyle, go ahead.
Sorry. I just wanted to talk about like risk, especially with Topstep. Like, if you think about it, you're only risking $150 a month, or like, whatever, like whatever you're risking.
Right.
It's like $100, maybe $300 if you want to go into Express, right? You got to pay $150. And compared to like the amount of money you could make for, $150, $300, because you guys refund the $150 after you go into Express, I think. So, I mean, like the upside is just insane while the risk is just so little. And that's one reason I'm actually trading for you guys instead of just doing it myself, because I mean, it just makes more sense because my risk is so little and the upside is just insane. I spent like what, $150. I made 60 grand, or 90% of that was like 55 grand or whatever. Pretty
good ROI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And then you guys already paid me out 30 grand, last week or 2 weeks ago? It's just crazy, like, upside. It's a very little risk.
Keep talking, Kyle. Keep talking. Keep pushing Topstep.
Dude, I'm loving it, dude. And I've tried Apex. I've tried Take Profit. I've tried all those guys. Drawdowns, just not cool. That's terrible. Like, how do you actually make money with a drawdown? You're going to burn your account so fast because you got to let the market do its thing. You're going to go negative. You're going to go positive. If you want to make real money, you got to hold for quite some bit, unless you want to like take the risk of scalping every trade, which sometimes okay. But drawdowns just annihilate you, I believe. And that's the one thing I love about Topstep. There's no drawdowns, just a daily loss limit.
Right.
And everyone should have a daily loss limit. I burned $100,000 in one day because, I lost some money, took a few bad trades. I'm like, no, I'm going to make it back. And I ended up burning my entire account. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I appreciate the daily loss limit.
Yeah, we have the one rule, and everybody should have their own personal loss limit. Limiting your losses is a big part of the business. We're all here to make money, but capital preservation is the number one goal.
Game.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Kyle, thank you so much for coming on. I know we got a couple minutes. Kyle, why don't you hang out with us? I have a couple people that I want to give out some shoulder taps to, and Kyle, just a really cool, 20 minutes for me, getting to hear your story and, what you're doing with Topstep. We want good traders. We want to retain good traders. For those of you out there, trading on your own account is one thing. Trading with a prop firm where you're splitting the risk and also splitting the profits is something that, may be a fit for you, may not be a fit for you. But I know a lot of successful traders that are more comfortable sharing in their risk with a prop firm versus going off on their own and assuming all their risk. For right now, Kyle's someone who's happy to share the risk with us and share the profits with us. So far, great relationship, and happy to have you on our team, have you in our prop firm, and thanks so much for coming on. I hope this is the first of many times we could get you to come on and talk about your trading. Everybody always likes hearing about fireworks, and there's nothing like a $60,000 day to put some fireworks in the sky. Again, we've been cheering you on in here, right in this very room. So while we have some exciting news that we just talked about with Kyle, I've got a couple people that do have shoulder taps coming their way. One of them, I mentioned his name earlier, Hugh, one of our live traders from France. He was up $20,000 earlier today. He was trading. He had a 14 on a lot on last I looked. That was his open trade equity high for the day. He's now down $3,000 on the day. A $23,000 swing.
Ouch.
Pains me to see. It happened very quickly. You saw what the NASDAQ did today, so I'm sure you could imagine how he was positioned on that what was a $20,000 day that turned into a rough day. Learning experience there. You're up big money on the day, 20 grand. It's probably good to make sure that you walk away with a certain percentage of it. I always like the 2 steps forward, 1 step back rule. If you're up 20 grand, you give back 10, call it a day, and be happy with being up 10 grand on the day. And so that was my shoulder tap for Hugh. And then I have a shoulder tap from yesterday. This is for Travis. I gave Travis a shout out yesterday. I can't remember if it was either while he was up $12,000 or $14,000. Travis turned out he was up $36,000 at one point yesterday in his express funded account, only to end the day down $360. So Travis, tapping you on the shoulder. Let's lock in some of those profits. And Kyle, I mean, since you were telling us about that options position being up $250,000 and then ending down around $100,000, like, how does that make you feel in your stomach when you go through something like that?
It just makes me think, oh, I should have quit while I was up ahead. But thinking back to when I was up ahead, I'm like, oh, I want more. The greed kind of takes a hold of you because, once you're up, $250,000, I'm like, shit, with this money, it's not gonna be that easy. It's not gonna be that hard to make $1 million. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I could make it in like 15 minutes with this kind of money. End of the day, 0-day expiration. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like goes back to that emotional hijack.
Greed right here. Greed. Yeah, Michael had this made so we can remember.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, they say what the strongest emotions are fear, love, and greed. And greed is probably one of the biggest destroyers for profitable traders. And then fear is also, the thing that holds most people back because they can't sit with a, minus 30% loss for 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every minute that goes by, they're slowly like losing their mind and like panicking. You know what I mean? But sometimes that's what you got to do. And if you can control those emotions, then you can make as much money as you want. You know what I mean? Like I own multiple businesses and I make a fair amount of money, but nothing compares to trading. Nothing.
It's the hardest way to make easy money, quoting the famous John Hoagland.
Yeah.
I've got another quote, and I think we're a little over on time. Are we okay, production? We got 30 seconds? All right, I got 2 thumbs up over here. Hoag, this makes me think about the Coach's Playbook segments, and you always signed us off with a quote. I've got one, and it's revolving around greed, and it's to quote Gordon Gekko from Wall Street. Bulls make money, bears make money, and what happens to the pigs?
They get slaughtered.
Yeah.
Yep, very nice.
Yep. I used to sell Lambos and Bentleys, and my manager would tell me that pretty much every day.
Oh, really?
He saw how I am. He saw.
Geez, those cars are so much money nowadays. So much money. Oh, yeah. Stupid money.
Oh, yeah.
Well, awesome. Kyle, thank you for coming on. John, always a pleasure, my good man. This was a ton of fun.
Yes,
awesome,
it was.
Man. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Kyle,
yeah, appreciate it.
Great job. Keep on the good path. You've got a whole bunch of people, not only us, but everybody that's watching that are really looking forward to watching your continued success. So take it easy. Stay cool. I don't think you'll have a problem with that. And stay on the right side, man. You're doing great. I mean, this is amazing. Really happy to meet you.
Thank you, brother. It was a pleasure meeting you guys, too.
Thanks so much.
Hopefully I don't give Mick too many heart attacks over in risk management.
No, you're a big boy. You know how you're managing your risk, and we got that daily loss limit in there. So I got a strong ticker. I'm not worried about you.
Sweet, dude. Cool. Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
All right. Enjoy Poland. Safe travels.
Thank you. Thank you.
Got it. All right. Awesome job, Kyle. All right. What'd you think of that, Andre?
All right, there I am. That was awesome, dude. Kyle's the man. The people are loving that. Super interesting story. I mean, dude, taking some wild hacks, but that was awesome.
Yeah. Really juicy story.
Yeah,
it really was, but it was real and raw. Like, dude, taking that swing from quarter mil to 100 down to 100 G's, like, whew. I don't know how you sleep at night after that, but yeah, that was awesome. I know the people loved it, and we'll definitely have more Kyle coming back for sure.
Yeah, he's just so, I don't know, just like matter of fact about everything, very level-headed. I'm sure it's, there are periods of time when he's not like that, but just a very calm, cool, collected kind of guy. I like it.
Yeah, normal guy. Fun to talk with him. It was a juicy story. He's got a juicy story, and I think he's going to continue to have a juicy story with what he's doing in the market. So, want to see his continued success and get him back on here and rubbing shoulders with us again.
For sure. I guess with that being said, I think it's probably time to wrap up the day and the week. What do you say, fellas?
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Hang on. Hey, John, nice trading today, man. I know way to show resilience and conviction in your trades and your strategy. That was awesome. I hope people take note and, that's good stuff.
There's nothing like making 60 grand, but hey, we're just having fun here, right?
Hey, man, we got to speak to the everyday trader,
Yeah. Andre, thanks so much for all your contributions this week. I know MP is going to be kind of in and out next week. I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week. We got Eddie coming back next week. I know we've been missing Eddie. Mick, always a pleasure to see you. Are you going up north this weekend?
Thanks. Yeah, going up north tomorrow. I got to pull the boat out of the water here and then bring it up to storage in Wisconsin. And then on Monday, driving out to North Carolina for the week. We're going to take a nice vacation.
Nice. So you're off on Monday, and then will you be working out there?
No. Vacation Monday to Monday. So Brett will be on for TopstepTV Shoulder Tap next week, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. All right,
bye everyone. Just want to say thank you for letting me fill in for the morning sessions. I will be on next week, and yeah, hell of a week, everyone. Production, audience, everyone besides the fake subscribers. You guys all rocked.
They got what they wanted, so I guess
we'll see if they ain't getting anything from now on. All right, everyone. Yeah, that was awesome.
All right. Well, folks, that's going to do it for us for the week. Make sure you take some time for yourselves this weekend. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to others, and get rested and ready for next week. I'm kind of going through a reformation, I think, as far as my trading is concerned, on screen anyway. We're going to take maybe a little bit of a deeper look at that next week. So I'm looking forward to a good weekend, rest, relaxation, and preparation for next week. Again, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and please, everybody, pray for peace.
Absolutely.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.
Well said.